Gonna steal your sunshine and I'll shit on your parade. Don't get me started on doing Michael Caine. My opinion matters, yours will fall in last place. I'm not shutting up and you'll be learning my name. Fifth in the family, but first in my mind. 1 out of 10, but I'm ranking just fine. We've only got now, there's no afterlife. Look, Mom and Dad, I'm just speaking my mind. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everyone's coming on Kyle tonight. Wait, what? No, nobody's coming on Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking and drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I never shoot up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking and drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I never should have, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die.
Alrighty. Welcome to the season 3 premiere of Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, we made it, guys.
We did.
Now, if you're watching at home, you might realize for the first time you are watching at home. So
Or on your phone. Which
or on your
in
phone.
the case, watch on a bigger screen.
Or in the future on your eyeball
in
implants.
the implant in your brain.
Please watch.
It's
Yes.
right
Please
there.
watch us.
Please watch.
Watch
But welcome to Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, Season 3, Episode 1, EndGame of Thrones. Oh, EndGame
I
of
figured out
Thrones.
why you were so muddled.
Why? What did you do to me?
Because I had you compressed like a
Oh,
motherfucker.
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't like being compressed. I ain't no
Squeeze
trash
this
car.
bitch down.
I ain't no trash car. What the hell? All right. So, welcome, and as always, here for Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, I am joined by Mr. Justin Olimpado,
Hey.
who's up here now. Look at that. He's up there.
you.
Hey,
Fuck you
buddy,
both.
how'd you
Yeah.
get in the picture
Fuck you
frame?
both.
He is.
You're a portrait.
It's like, what's that, the TV Tim?
TV Tim? I don't know.
From Willy Wonka?
Oh,
That's
Kid-
Mike TV.
Mike TV. Mike
Yeah.
TV.
TV Tim.
TV Tim.
It was something,
Tiny
man.
Tim, Mike
Hey, is that Johnny Radio?
Johnny
Tiny
Radio.
tomorrow.
You know, the blueberry bitch.
But as always, Justin Olimpido's here. How we doing today, Justin?
I'm good, man.
You're good. You're good. This is what we look like.
This is.
This is what we look like. This
I'm,
is absurd.
It's nice to see it actually being used.
Yeah,
we worked on it for like a day and a half.
Yep.
And then
A whole day and a half. We
Figured out
fucking
that we
broke
were-
our backs
Like,
over it.
honestly,
A
in
lot of
total
pre-production.
time, it was more or less running to the store like, oh fuck, I forgot to
I
get
forgot this,
Fuck, I
forgot
forgot
that,
this.
forgot this. Yeah, 8 trips to the store
Yep.
and some glue and some green sheets provided by the Cinder
We
Inn.
weren't sniffing the glue.
Pretty
either.
much.
We did not sniff that glue much.
Yeah.
You can't not sniff.
Not much.
I mean, go 5 minutes without sniffing something. And if you spend 10 minutes with glue, you sniff glue at least 2 times.
True.
I'm just saying. You spent
That's my new band. Spending 10 minutes with glue.
spending 10 minutes with
And
glue.
my name is Glue.
My name is Glue.
I'm the front. No, I'm the front man.
Oh, I thought that was going to be
I'm
like the name of your
Glue.
first single.
And it's called
My
10 Minutes with
name
Glue.
is Glue.
It could be.
Glue. You're
Yeah.
like a children's bebop band
Glue
or
you
something like
to
that.
the wall.
Bebop.
I'm Glue Dabba Diva. Hell yeah. So also joining us as always is Mr. Zachary Storman.
That was a good pop, dude.
Well, now you will be hearing, in addition to the three of us, you'll be hearing Mr. Mark Miller
Hey.
and
dude.
Mr. Michael Martino.
We don't have enough cameras, so
You see what
they're
I
over
did
there.
They're over there.
We're here.
Yeah,
Trust
over
us.
here.
We're here.
You will see them.
You will see them eventually.
During the end
And
parts.
Chris
During
is
the end
disappointed
game.
in
The
us.
end
Chris
hits.
Paget is
Oh.
disappointed that we're not in drag right now.
You know what?
Yeah.
I am in drag. You don't know what kind of pants I'm wearing or not wearing.
We
There's
could
a
be in
sir
drag.
under here.
Very true.
Or I could be a lady. Stop assuming my gender.
I mean, give me
Jesus
5
Christ.
minutes. I think I got a couple dresses.
A couple
upstairs.
dresses. At least the Jesus costume, which is kind of a dress.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dress. All right, so we've got Mark and Mikey that are joining us to discuss EndGame and Game of Thrones a little bit later on. But
Did it again.
as our thing is drinking when we're on the air, for no reason other than we like to drink, we have our featured beverage this week. And Justin,
Yes.
I think we need to play a little ditty.
Yes, you're right. But I don't. What the fuck?
I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
You are an idiot.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
This isn't really beer, though.
Here.
This doesn't fit at all.
I don't know, dude.
All right, yeah, this isn't beer. We're lying to you right
I'm
off
about
the
to
bat.
throw a fucking brown bomber
alright.
in the
It's a
toilet,
malt
dude.
beverage.
It's
It
a
is.
brown bomber.
Hey, brown
It
bomber.
looks like Wawa's version of
yeah,
Starbucks.
yeah, it
coffee.
definitely
Smack
does. Brown bomber hard latte.
It's
5%
fucking great.
alcohol.
Oh
a
my
malt
God.
beverage with natural and artificial flavors.
We were looking for
Contains
something
dairy.
sweet.
But we wanted something different. We wanted something weird.
You got those Jennifer Aniston that was really talking
I
about.
did. It got me.
Oh yeah, here we go. Unwrap that
I'm,
shit.
I'm officially in drag.
Right
Mine
now,
already
yeah.
popped. Mine popped before I opened it. But here, now let's
Pop
let's
that-
pop
good.
that
give us a
pussy.
taste. There we go.
Well, that's pretty good.
Well, how does mocha taste, guys?
I'm actually all about this right now.
Yeah, this
All
is
about
really
mocha.
Yeah,
good.
mocha
That
tastes good.
is everybody wants a little bit of mocha in their
I feel
mouth.
like after 6 of these, you're
Oh.
throwing up.
After
Yeah.
6 of these, I'm on the
You become the
toilet.
brown bomber.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are the
Oh,
brown
that's what it
bomber.
is.
I don't.
That's why-
Yeah.
6 of these, and you're bombing some brown. You are bombing some brown. I am.
Honestly,
Who
one of
makes
these-
this?
The aftertaste is something.
I think it's brown bombing.
I haven't gotten it
Something
yet.
Yeah.
to be left to be
Yeah.
desired.
The first taste is good. The aftertaste is.
It's
Yeah.
only 13 fucking ounces.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really.
sorry?
It's and they're $3. They're $3 at least.
Well, I
at
guess a beer is
Brewski's.
12 ounces.
I guess this is
so
better
this is
than what
more
we
than
were
a beer.
looking at.
It's only more than a beer.
It's only more than a beer.
It's only more.
So, Justin, you're a fan?
Yeah, I like it.
Would
I
you
do too.
recommend people to drink this on a hot summer day?
No.
No, God.
When would you
Hell no.
recommend drinking this?
Like a fall or
a fall,
spring day.
a fall
like
or spring
yeah,
day,
like a
during the
chilly.
winter when you want to be
Actually, a day
colder?
like today where it's a little chilly.
While you're out in the plow
today,
truck.
today it's
when
like
you're out in the plow truck. All right. My immediate thought when we bought these was this is going to be exactly like a Starbucks beverage where you take 3 sips of it
Yeah.
and it's gone. But the alcohol content definitely kind of like pulls through enough
Slows
that
it a little
you
bit.
don't want to just chug.
Yeah.
So Starbucks, you're fucking up. You are fucking up Starbucks, all right?
I'll fuck up the stop through. I'll brick through the
Oh,
Starbucks
you
window.
Ooh, have you ever done that?
No, it's
Yeah.
lyrics to a
I was
song.
gonna say. Oh, from who?
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah.
Against Me song.
Oh, I did not know that song.
Yeah.
I don't know that song. But when
Brown
I,
Bomber is Against Me song?
Brown
No.
Bomber.
Yes, that's their new album.
Exactly.
The brown eye bomber.
The brown eye. You're my brown eyed bomb. All right. So everybody's in agreement that this is for what we were trying to do. Get a bad beverage. We failed.
I think the
Yeah,
hoop
that's
tea
good.
is worse for everybody else in the case of this.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think we...
We are drinking some hoop tea on the
Yes.
side as
If
well.
you have
Everybody's
not
got a
had
glass
it-
of
Oh,
hoop
should we
tea.
mix them?
Oh, no. Oh, God. Are you going to mix
They
it?
all mix in the stomach.
It's kind of
They
mixing
do.
in my mouth already because I drank some of the hoop tea.
Yeah.
man.
It's a
Yeah.
bad mix.
The burn,
yeah,
not good.
well, I mean, you're drinking peach tea lemonade liquor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Do we
in
sell
a
that
bag.
bottle of whiskey?
Oh,
Hey,
Yeah,
there's still some
probably.
Kahlua in the
I
fridge.
think we might
There
have
is.
some
Is
whiskey.
there?
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Every time you come over, we get drunk on dairy and have a horrible day
We
afterwards.
did. We
Have
did
fun.
do that.
You two were fucked up. You fucked these two up.
I know.
It was good eggnog. It was
Yeah,
good. We drank
it
our
was.
nog.
It was
we
delicious.
drank our nog. I do want to say before we go any further, in the opening, you heard a brand new solo on our theme song.
Yes.
Zach, tell us a little bit about the solo.
My buddy Spencer did it.
All right, that was a little bit about
yeah.
the solo. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about.
He's probably the one of my favorite guitar players to listen to.
He's phenomenal.
Even though he's my friend,
Yeah,
like he's.
Yeah.
We started playing together. I played bass mostly, and he played guitar, so we grew up playing together. So whenever I play, he like immediately knows exactly where I'm going,
Just
why
really
I'm like we're
in
just.
tune with you.
So I sent him. I was like, "Yo, you should do a solo on this."
About a year ago.
Yeah. Well, we're all busy people.
We
We're
are all
all
busy
busy
people.
But you know,
It's
he.
like I just make songs like every week.
Every week, I can't add it in.
Well, yeah, though that's really both of us. It's like he sent me stuff to work on too. It's like, yeah, but I've got like these 17 pat tracks I got to do, and we got the gig, and 25 songs for the podcast. So when he got around to it, it was well worth the wait.
And it was definitely well worth it. We do have in our live chat here, we already had Chris Padgett chatting.
Yeah,
Keith, my wonderful brother Keith, says, baby, I'm an anarchist.
Yes.
I'm assuming that was when we were
That's
talking
the
about
song.
Against Me.
That's
Oh,
the-
that is the
What
song.
up, Rich?
All right.
Rich has joined.
And then Richard has joined and said, sup.
Sup.
And now Keith and Richard will have a conversation all by
By
themselves in
themselves.
the corner over there. All right. Thank you, everybody,
Thanks
for
for
joining us
coming
live, listening and watching live. And if you're listening to
so
this
much to
in
me.
the future
Why weren't you
on
watching this
podcast platforms like iTunes or Stitcher, you should have been here 9 o'clock every Tuesday. We're going to be live. We got 6 episodes straight we're doing now. Then we'll take a little break, but fuck that little break for right now. We are live and we are here.
Yes.
And also, right now, I think I need to tell some bad jokes.
Oh, okay.
I think it's time.
Jokes and anecdotes. Jokes and anecdotes. Jokes and anecdotes. I'm gonna tell some jokes to you.
Yeah, we wrote some ditties. We wrote some songs.
We goddamn did write some fucking
Oh,
ditties.
Lord.
Ding dang ding.
Zach said after we wrote all these in like an hour, he was like, why don't we just write 15-second songs? This is way easier to do. We just bang them out. And for whatever reason, in that song, I sound like Goofy. Jokes and
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not going to read these like Goofy. What I am going to do is I'm going to read these like I'm an actual talk show host, all right? Like I'm actually like a, like, you know, I grew up, I love Conan O'Brien, I love David Letterman, all of those guys. But who I love who I love more is probably Norm Macdonald, and I've always enjoyed his approach of the anti-comedy and dark humor. So every week I'm going to come to you guys here, and we are going to listen to some dad dark dumb jokes.
Okay.
So here we are.
Great.
The first, since I think the beginning of season 1, it was the last time I wrote a joke. It was the first episode I wrote jokes.
Yeah,
Those
but
were all
what was the last
stand-up.
time you wrote a good joke?
I think it was last year at the beginning of episode 1 of season 1.
I'll see myself out now.
And goodbye.
It's time to leave.
Thank you.
Where's
All right.
Where's the
All
door?
right.
Right there
So-
or there.
Ready for this? You ready for this? I got my cards. So, Lori Loughlin. Everybody knows who Lori Loughlin is. She's Aunt Becky from Full House. She is not going to be doing any work while she's awaiting sentencing for the college admissions scandal that she's at the center of. She is up for potential fines, jail time, or just house arrest. I'd feel bad for house arrests for her family because being stuck at home with Lori Loughlin would be a really dull house. Yeah, we got laugh
The
tracks.
laugh track. I didn't know.
Yeah, we
I didn't
got
know you
laugh
set that up.
tracks.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh man.
I specifically was like, I'm not
going-
telling Zach.
We're going with the Big Bang Theory approach that if you put a laugh track, it's immediately
Yes.
funny.
And a terrible laugh track at that.
Oh my God! All those
bad.
people are dead.
Yes.
So dead. They all were laughing at Bob Hope in like 1942. Yeah, we should kill them. Oh yes. And now they're laughing at my Lori Loughlin joke. So
Yes.
that one goes over there. Alrighty. The next joke. Moby has canceled, the musician Moby. He's canceled, hey, you know this guy, Moby.
Yeah.
Moby has canceled his upcoming book tour following scrutiny for comments that he made about Natalie Portman in his memoir. He claims that the two of them got pretty flirty when the then 30-something musician met the then 20-year-old actress. Portman has denied the occurrence, and when asked for comment, the Oscar winner said that Moby is a real dick.
I see you're building to a crescendo.
No.
Keep it coming.
All right. In the Major League Baseball, the Cubs, last week, outfielder for the Cubs, Albert Almora Jr., smacked a line drive during a game that struck a small child and unfortunately sent the child to the hospital. The child is reportedly doing well, but it's still a shocking incident because most athletes only send their wives to the hospital.
Did you see the video though?
No.
No, but I saw the video secondhand.
Uh-huh.
As in somebody was watching it and describing it.
Yep.
It's horrible.
Yeah, no, you don't want to watch it.
I didn't even want to see it. They described it.
It's not as bad as Josh Hamilton killing a dude the one day, but, other than that, some guy went for a fly ball, fell out of the stands, and died.
That's not Josh Hamilton's
I didn't
fault.
know
Yeah.
That's some drunk idiot.
Why
I
didn't
can
you
catch
hit it out of the
that.
park,
I can
Josh
catch that.
Hamilton? If Josh Hamilton had hit a home run, that guy would still be alive, is all I'm
I don't know why you
saying.
have to pile on Josh Hamilton.
Hey, he's already piled on himself enough.
That's true.
Oh. All right.
Oh my god.
All right. A recent study has linked a spike in teen suicides with the premiere of the Netflix show 13 Reasons Why last year. I have to say I'm not shocked because after watching the pilot episode, I too wasn't sure if anything got any better. Yeah. Well, is teen suicide not a good thing to joke about?
I don't know.
Or are you guys just all big 13 Reasons Why fans?
No, I'm
All right.
No, I'm
You're
big.
soaking it all in. You're
Actually, I
soaking
kind
it
of
all
like
in.
that shit.
13
All right.
reasons for
digesting.
dating my
Thank you,
adult
guys.
daughter.
13 Reasons for Dating My Adult Daughter.
Wait, what?
I can't wait for that
Remember
show.
that show?
Well, Big Bang Theory's off the air, so she can go do that now.
Yeah.
But John Ritter's not going to be
He
there.
cannot go do that.
David Spade could go. All right. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, has recently accused Facebook of lying to the public. Obviously, Nancy Pelosi doesn't use Facebook, or else she'd know that it's what everybody uses to lie to the public. Very, very proud of myself right here.
That's good. Well, that was alright.
That was all right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take
I
it.
still think you're building to a crescendo.
All right. A Saudi
Don't give him
Arabian
ideas.
prince, recently purchased a $52 million estate in Bel Air. Asked why he chose Bel Air, the prince responded, "Will Smith takes our Arabian Nights, I take the throne of Bel Air." Oh, you don't know there. Is it a boo or is it an applause?
No, dude, I don't
Boo
know.
or applause?
I don't know.
All right.
I gotta
all
get
right.
one that's mixed together.
Yeah. Yeah. We need a gauge. We need a gauge.
Yeah,
In the
sure.
movie That Thing You Do, there's the girl that goes, oh, totally wicked. We need that. We need a totally wicked boy.
Yeah, that
You know I am,
reference
Chris.
was here
Woo!
for me.
Because Zach ain't cool like that. All right. Speaking of not cool,
Not
Ed
cool.
Sheeran, the musician, he's proposed a remake of the single Lady Marmalade. He wants to do a remake of Lady Marmalade, and he says it should feature himself, Bruno Mars, and Justin Bieber. Yep, that's right. The proposed name of it is Total Piece of Shit. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that all the jokes?
Those are the jokes.
That's-
Those are the jokes. There you go.
What a
Those are the
jokester.
jokes. All right.
We do have a bunch of chat going on.
We do. What's going on in the chat over
Rich
here?
says a bunch of production has happened.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little
Just
bit.
a little bit.
Guests don't have a cam. They do.
They
we
do.
just have to.
We're gonna get them. We're gonna get
you'll
them
see.
later, and
Eventually,
we will
we'll
be
figure out
upgrading.
something better.
Who's bitching
maybe
about
on
that?
the
Is that
stream.
Keith? Is
That was Rich.
That was Rich. Ah, come on, Rich.
You know,
Come
We're
on,
actually
Rich.
horribly scarred.
Yeah, they're all.
they're being held up. In
We
the corner
disfigured
right now.
them beforehand,
Yeah.
so they
We're
cannot
touching
be.
butts.
We'll never be on a cam again.
Never, ever, and that's how Mark makes all of his money.
Chris says the boot track is amazing,
Haha, nice.
and Chris is asking if I'm gonna play WoW Classic. More than likely, yes.
All right,
Yeah,
More than
Sounds
likely,
good.
Probably not.
probably.
Can't even get
Yes,
the kid to
maybe.
play for it.
all right. So it's something that we've done in the past throughout random parts of our show is we've come up with a lot of different conspiracy theories,
Yeah.
and right now I'd like to go into.
Do you have a conspiracy that you would like to talk about?
I would like to talk about a conspiracy theory. Conspiracy. All right, I'm just telling you guys right now.
Sorry.
The cats that we keep as pets
Yes.
are secretly in charge of everything. I'm just letting you know. The cats
Secretly in
They
charge.
are secretly. See,
Okay.
my theory is they have a base inside the Hollow Moon where they have been waiting and sending their minions down to control us with their fecal matter. And I don't know if you know this. It's a scientific proven fact that there are particles in feces from cats that actually you inhale them, they get into your brain, and you need a cat. That's why people that they lose a cat. It's not
Is that why
just an
people
emotional
just let their
attachment.
cats shit and piss everywhere?
That's why people
Oh,
are
man.
totally okay with it. That's why. But what my theory is that our house cats are the intelligent ones, right? They're
Yes.
the ones that knew to evolve. They needed to evolve and become cute and they make noises like babies, so you're drawn to them, right? Mm-hmm. And the other cats that stayed big cats, those are the ones who are like, fuck you, I just want to kill a bison or something like that. But the rest of them are like, nope, 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 nope. And then back all the way with the Egyptians. Yeah.
Cats equal control. There's a C in cat and a C in control.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The number 23.
They are in. The cats are in Cat Troll.
Cat troll.
They are
Cat
in.
troll!
Jim Carrey is actually a cat.
Whoa. I'd rather watch that movie, but it sounds more like a Rob Schneider movie. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my theory. The cats are in
Hey,
in
Jim
control.
Carrey has feline
They
AIDS
are
and he gets
using.
all the other local cats.
His face looks so sunken in.
Oh.
Man.
Do you think he gave the feline AIDS to Sonic the Hedgehog or no?
Oh.
That's why I look like that.
Yeah, that's why he did.
Isn't that what Sonic's basically about? Some dude shooting up the fucking people and turning them into animals?
What? Like
Yeah.
Island of Dr. Moreau status?
Sort of, yeah.
I did not ever hear that.
Yeah, I think
that's a
that's
new
what it is.
conspiracy theory. So that's it. Cats. Cats are in control. Don't get a cat if you want to be in control of your own life.
Jim Carrey is 23 cats, is what Rich says.
He's one man in a man suit, but it's really just 23 cats. Yeah. I can back that up. Now, what I want to do right now is mention we do have sponsors this year, all right? We do have sponsors. We have, for the last year or so, said that the show is brought to you by the Cinder Inn and Cock Rings, but now we're actually brought to you by the Cinder Inn.
We are.
So, we would like to...
Whoa.
The cat is so mad that I said they were in control.
But she's trying to
knows,
destroy stuff.
So the Cinder Inn, we want to plug right now that on Sunday, June 9th, from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Cinder Inn, where you can bring your butt plug, mac and cheese cook-off. So go taste some delicious different types of mac and cheese. I went last year. There was like a pulled pork barbecue macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Somebody made a vegan macaroni and cheese,
I was
which
there.
was
Yeah,
weird.
it
It had
was good.
peas in it, but it was extremely delicious, and I don't know why it was so good. But it was mac and cheese with no real
all that
cheese
soy.
and peas. No cheese, so
Well,
it was mac and peas.
it was weirdly good, yeah.
It was weirdly
I'm
good.
Sure.
Mac
There's a
and
lot of
peas.
And it was
good-
hot. It wasn't like a cold like macaroni salad or anything like that. It was a good one. So maybe that lady or guy who made it will be back. But either way, check out on this Sunday at the Cinder.
Thanks,
The wonderful mac and cheese cook-off. And as always, we are also brought to you by Cock Rings.
Yeah.
We're always going to be brought to you by Cock Rings.
As you
Here's the
should.
thing. Here's the thing. Just use them. If you had a couple whiskeys, stay in the game. Cock Rings. They're good for you. And they're good for her.
They're good for the planet, really.
They're good for everybody.
They're being
Now,
called sellouts, by the way.
now tomorrow, we're being called sellouts?
Rich,
All right.
again.
That's fine.
You know
what?
We'll sell out left and right.
For cock rings.
For Cock
For
Rings.
cock rings.
All right.
sellouts.
Now tomorrow...
Yeah.
Tomorrow night and every Wednesday at the Cinder Inn, I run a trivia night. And in a nice little gift to all of our listeners here, what I will be doing every week is I'm going to be giving you each
Yes.
one question from each of the three categories that I am doing tomorrow. So for tomorrow's episode, or tomorrow's trivia,
Yes.
we are going to be doing conspiracy theories, music and lyrics country edition, and millennial slang. So Justin, you know what
I
time
sort
it
of
is?
accidentally
I
saw
do know
the-
what time
some
it
of the
is.
answer.
Sorry.
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's trivia time.
Oh, okay.
I'm a trivial guy. Now it's
Sorry.
time for trivia time. Yeah.
Now, if you can still hear Kyle
If
after
you can
that.
still hear words.
Trivia
Still
time.
Oh, trivia time again!
Once was enough.
Double trivia. Double trade. We're gonna get smoother
The
with
cat's,
this.
Oh,
eating,
God.
the cat's eating somebody's coffee
Oh,
drink.
nice. She's eating some
You
plastic.
end up like a baby seal, man. Stop.
Don't do that.
You're gonna
Don't
get stuck
do
in
that.
a soda ring.
All right, so Zach might have seen some answers.
Oh, God.
So
What the fuck?
So you
I
know
saw
what?
one answer. I probably
Did
would have
you
got
already
that.
know it?
I probably would have got that one
All
already.
right.
I didn't read the
Well-
question. I just saw the answers. Like,
All right.
well, that's one.
All right. So here's what we're doing. First round is conspiracy theories. I'm gonna ask you the question. I'm not giving you multiple choice at all.
Yeah.
And
Whatever you come up with.
everybody's got a dry erase board. You're going to write your answer down. We give you like 10, 15 seconds to write your answer. And then I will have you reveal them, and we'll just see how stupid everybody really is.
All right.
I got the purple marker.
Oh,
I
you got
called
the
it.
purple. All right, so the first question from Conspiracy Theories.
Mm-hmm.
In 1969, the United States successfully landed a manned spacecraft on the moon, or did they? Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were part of the crew that many conspiracy theorists say never left the atmosphere because it was all filmed on a Hollywood soundstage.
Right.
What legendary director is said to have orchestrated this fake lunar landing? I think I need to give you enough time to write a name down.
I don't know if I'm
And
spelling his name
That's
right.
fine.
Honestly.
Spelling is not needed.
Well, it was two
All right.
questions or what?
No, just
No,
one
just the
question.
one.
I already wrote the same.
Don't cheat.
All right. All right.
Everybody knows
So,
That was the one I,
I know,
saw.
it's a
and we
pretty
all
easy
know
one.
it.
All right,
It's pretty
so everybody, let's see your answers. What do you have? Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick.
Kubrick,
Stanley Kubrick. Kubrick. Stanley.
That's not spelled right.
That's
easy.
not
It's a
spelled
K. It's with a K.
It's
It's
a
a-
Super Stanley.
All right.
Stanley Cooper.
Anybody
Stanley
playing
Cooper,
along
yes.
at home?
Bradley Cooper.
Keep
Yes.
score for
Amazing
yourself.
director.
All right, now the second round. Second round here. Probably be a
Yes.
little bit more difficult for you guys.
Okay.
Is again music and lyrics country edition. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read basically a verse and a little bit of a chorus of a country song, a very famous country song,
All right.
and I'll give you the year it was released, and then you have to tell me what artist released it. All right?
All right.
All right. So, music and lyrics country edition. The question is, or the quote is, spent $48 last night at the county fair. I threw out my shoulder, but I won her that teddy bear. She's got me saying sugar pie, honey, darlin', and dear. I ain't seen the Braves play a game all year. I'm gonna get fired if I don't get some sleep. My long lost buddies say I'm getting in too deep, but I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
Oh God.
From the song I Like It, I Love It from 1995. I like it. I can't sing any more of
I
the
definitely
song
am not
legally.
spelling this fucking.
All right.
Can I just write every country person I know?
You can?
I really don't know who this
You really
is.
don't know.
I'm making a guess though.
All right. All right. Everybody have their guess ready.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got. Justin, what's yours
I'll put
there?
Shania Twain, just
Shania
last
Twain. We got an Alan Jackson, Toby Keith.
Toby
Keith.
Keith.
It is Tim McGraw.
Oh,
Tim
Jesus.
really?
McGraw.
Yeah, we're
Jesus.
both like,
Oh, Mr.
Wow.
Faith Hill.
Mr. Faith Hill.
Mr.
Exactly.
Faith, yes.
Oh, Mr. Faith Hill.
That's a terrible song. It should have been the truck song that he does. It's way better.
Well, that was the first one of his that came up when I was looking up Tim McGraw songs. I was like, that's him? I didn't
Yeah, because
realize
Tim
that was him.
McGraw is like a has-been now, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. He's like 20
Did
years
he do
removed from
that
his prime.
shit with Nelly? That was the guy who
Yeah.
did the.
I mean, he's an actor now.
Because you were singing.
Oh, he was in
What does he
like
play?
He was in Blindside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's played Sandra Bullock's.
But he's
I
been in
just,
other
I
stuff,
just
too.
stared at Sandra
Yeah.
Bullock that whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what that movie's about. Just
Never
I like me a blonde Sandra Bullock.
Never
a rich
listened to the
blonde
movie.
Sandra Bullock.
just saw the movie. All right, now our third category is millennial slang. Millennial slang.
All right.
The
The
answer is
question.
yo, man.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
He's like, shit.
Should have done that. Mother.
Fleek?
Do over.
Fleek? Is that millennial?
Is it Fleek?
He's
Yeah.
in timeout, timeout.
That could have been it. That could have been it. But the question is, the term bae, B-A-E, bae, gained popularity in the early and mid 2010s, and like most popular slang terms, it is credited with being created in the African American community. This term is said to be used to describe a person's love interest, their celebrity crush, or their spouse.
Right.
But what does bae allegedly stand for? B-A-E, bae. What does bae stand for? I'll give you a little bit longer here to think about it. Do you know?
think I know what it
You
is.
think you know?
I don't know if I wrote down. Like, I've definitely heard.
I'll tell you
what
this:
it
it's
is.
not Beyonce. It doesn't stand for
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Beyonce.
No.
Somebody, I read it to somebody earlier.
Really?
And they said it doesn't stand for Beyonce, and I was like, No, because Beyonce's name isn't B-A-E.
Yeah.
It's called an anagram.
Yeah.
That is not an anagram. All right. How we doing? Guesses? Ready?
I'm good.
Justin, let me see. What is your answer?
I put shit.
Shit.
Something along those lines.
It's shit.
Not,
You think it's shit?
I think it's shit.
All right.
I
Mark
drew a smiley face.
smiley face. And Zach?
Just-
Bitches are excellent.
Or
Good,
baby.
good.
Or baby.
And, or baby. And Mikey wrote either baby or badass entity. I like
that.
badass entity.
Yeah.
Ooh, but it is before anyone else. It's your number one. You're before anyone else.
Really
Well, that's fucking stupid.
That's a
Yeah.
little romantic.
Yeah.
It's
No,
a little
honestly,
cute
not
and
that
romantic.
Rich actually
that
got
makes
right.
me my own babe.
Rich got it
Rich
right.
got it right, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you got Google on the computer.
Oh, you've been called out as a liar and
You got
cheat.
them googly eyes.
Rich has the Google.
Oh,
No,
dude.
the slinky
A
eyes.
slinky. A slinky.
All right,
with
real quick
googly
before we
eyes.
jump into our musical break.
Yeah.
The other day, Zach was in rare form and he was hysterically laughing at the thought of a slinky with googly eyes on the top of his head, and
Like a
for about
snail.
That's
Like
some
a
6 degrees of separation right there.
Yeah.
and for about 5 minutes straight, I think we all thought he was
Cannot breathe.
hyperventilating.
He was dying.
He was almost
It was
dead.
so funny.
It was, and he wasn't even on
He's
a
still
dusty
having a
trail
hard
or
time
anything
breathing.
like that. He is. He's catching up though. He is catching up. But as I said, we are going to be going into our first break here with our featured musical guest is Blush, and Blush is a band that was started by our friend Zachary Van Wy. He, along with a couple of his friends, Robbie Vina, and another gentleman who I met and spent an entire day with. Can't remember his name though. Cannot remember his name. Either way, they put together this wonderful music video a couple months back and released it. So we are going to do the podcast premiere of the Blush music video now. And
MTV World Premiere.
Totally Real Live. That's what it was, right? Totally Real Live.
No, Total Request Live.
I know. Jesus fucking
Tonguing.
Christ, I know.
Total Real Big Fish Live.
Total Real Big Fish Live here by Blush.
Total Recall.
So this is the music video
Left.
for the single Weary by Blush. You can check them out on Instagram at Blush is Dumb. At Blush is Dumb.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. They're saying that. So here it is, the music video for Blush's single Weary. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Enjoy.
The way
Microphone's
There the
good.
microphones are. All right, and if you'd like, you can log into our YouTube and listen to the Silver Sun pickup song that was going to come on next.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a good song.
It is a good song.
It's a good song. They're playing next month, man.
Or you can come hang out with us at the show. I will be intoxicated
To certain levels. To certain levels.
on their
yeah.
music because I love them.
To certain levels, yes. On their music. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Just
Just
music
amazing.
drunk. And then beer drunk and probably whiskey drunk. But other than that, just
Try
the
this.
music. Oh, no. So Zach, what did you do here?
I just took the little bit that was left in there and poured a bunch of Jim Beam in it.
Yeah, because, like, if you saw the color before,
It looks like the hoop tea now.
no, this is clearer than the hoop
Yeah,
tea, which is
yeah, like
terrifying.
this is
But it
what the
certainly
hoop tea
looks more like the hoop tea
I mean,
than
you
it
can't
does a
really
coffee
see it on
drink.
mine because
Shouldn't
we
have
have
smelled
this
it.
colored
Should
mother.
not have smelled it, but here we go.
I'm still depressed.
Yeah.
Wow, you drank almost all of it.
Yeah, it's spicy.
I'm still depressed about having to drink the hoop tea. No, I'm
That's just Jim Beam. That's there's no coffee in there really.
No,
Yeah.
there wasn't any. Yeah.
No, that's pretty much just
That's
Jim
what he
Beam.
said.
Enough
That's
to
what he
make
said
it
he was
cloudy, though.
Yeah.
No, that's
Oh.
your pee. That's your pee.
All right. So again, that was the single "Weary" from Blush.
Yes.
Check them out at Blush is Dumb for any future
hoop
shows
tea's
coming up. You really don't like the hoop tea?
No, it's gross.
Oh, this is the peach tea lemonade. We've had the
mango is
white
really
mango.
I'll try it.
The white mango is pretty good.
I
Mikey,
think I
let's-
would like it if it
White
wasn't
mango.
for. I still have the coffee taste in my
Okay.
mouth. It's
Maybe.
a bad.
bet.
And
See,
all I really want is more Miller Lite.
right
so-
now, I just have the taste of Jim Beam in my mouth.
There's no alcohol taste to this.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's bland.
It's bland?
It's like just really dull flavoring.
Did you taste some of the Jim Beam as well?
No.
Okay.
I
I'm gonna say nothing is gonna taste like alcohol after what the
But
fuck I
no,
just
the
said.
tea is just very dull flavoring.
Oh.
Like you can, it's like accented.
There's just a
Well-
lot of weird aftertastes going
Cool.
on in my mouth.
All right. Well,
I drink a lot of tea.
just in general.
I drink a lot of tea.
Well,
I
that's
drink
good.
a lot
Not-
of tea.
Well,
Not
thank
to
you, Earl
brag.
Grey. Thank you.
Not to brag. His name is Sir Earl Grey.
Sir,
I drink
It is
green.
Sir
I like
Earl
green.
Grey.
my
Yeah.
apologies, sir. A good day to you, sir.
Rich says
Have a
when
good
it's
day,
all
you.
pinkish like that.
It's all pinkish like
When
that.
it's all pinkish like that. I don't know what the reference.
I don't know.
You were
I mean,
going
I
for
did
is.
a drink once at the Warrior. When I did the waterfall, but I forgot what I called it. But we made a martini. She poured it into the martini glass, and I just put the straw at the bottom of the martini glass and chugged it. So by the time she was done pouring, I was done with the drink.
Wow.
And it was a vodka-based martini with enough cranberry juice, just enough to make it pink was the name of the beverage. Oh, it is good. It is not good.
Oh,
Not a
that
good
was
idea.
good.
That
Oh,
sounds like you
okay,
drank
I
some
gotcha.
rubbing alcohol.
A little bit, a little bit. I think it was Absolute actually. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much
Man.
that's pretty much rubbing alcohol. So this week and moving forward, our Brunch Weekly original single is going to be brought to you by, get ready, we're selling out again, the Main Street Jukebox. The Main Street Jukebox. Everybody
yeah, stuff
in our
there.
town, in our area, and if you're not from our town or from our area,
Go
in
check
the
out the
Poconos,
jukebox.
come to the
Seriously.
Poconos for whatever reason, but then check out the Main Street Jukebox.
I'll put it there
Wonderful,
again for you
wonderful
guys,
folks
just in
up
case you
there.
didn't see
Tom,
it.
Charlie, Bill, right? Bill.
Oh, yes.
And who else is still working there right
Liz,
now?
I believe, still works
Liz,
part-time.
Laura once in a while there
Ruth.
still. I don't know, but either way, you can go by and check
Oh, Bill
that
Ruth.
out. Bill Ruth. Bill Ruth.
You've
yeah.
met him plenty of times,
Plenty of
especially at the
times you've met
Cinder.
him.
He plays, yeah.
Yeah.
Musician.
He
works
wants
at
to
this?
come up.
Yeah.
He
Now,
works at the jukebox.
if
Yeah.
Zach was
When?
on
Since Laura
Facebook.
left.
Oh, she does in your
Laura,
place.
yeah,
When
yeah,
was
yeah.
that?
Gotcha.
A while now.
while ago.
At least a
Last
year.
summer?
They've been
Yeah.
doing the Tuesday thing. Him and
I just
Charlie.
see Charlie really.
Tit for tat.
Tit for Tat
Yeah, on
Tuesday,
Facebook,
where
on
they throw
Facebook,
out on Facebook. Right, I think last week it was like something about if it's about summer or the ocean or anything like that, and everybody threw up the songs that they liked, and then that is the playlist in the store all day long.
Yes.
Made by the suggestions.
They call it tit for tat.
Tit for Tat. So you give some, I give some. You
No,
give
that
some, I
sounds
give
better
some.
if tit for tat was like, yo, I'll show you my tattoos if you show me your tits.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, you could be
I
starting
mean, we
a
could
new
start
wave.
another Tit for Tat Tuesday
Tit for
elsewhere.
tat Tuesday.
Fuck the show, cancel the show. We got Tit for Tat
See
Tuesday.
you guys
I have
later.
lots of tattoos.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go.
so like every one that you show, you get to see tits.
Mark,
Come on, guys,
You've
let's
got-
go.
You've got
2,000
lots of
tattoos.
tattoos, Mark. I got lots of tit. So this is good. I'm gonna see so many tattoos. This is
So
gonna be
many of
fucking
them.
I'm going to
awesome.
see so much of
I
Kyle.
can't wait to see so many tattoos with my nips. They're gonna be great. Hard all the time.
TFT is sweet. Whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Tit for tat or
Either
tats
way.
for tits.
Tats for tits. They're good. They're good. But
Tat
this week,
tits.
I think all I hear is that Cars for Kids commercial.
Cars for kids.
K-A-R-S.
Yeah, hey, your kids
Cars
with
for
cars.
Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't- Forever gonna be stuck in my head. I
Yeah.
think I just got
What
it
are
out
kids
from
in
3
cars?
years ago.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. You donate them to the kids, and the kids get to learn
Yeah,
how to
they get to-
dismantle
Yeah,
a
well,
car.
I crashed my
Not
car
spell
into
car.
the
Cop car the
you know
other day?
the bin for the donations. For
I got a reference recognized. All right, good.
Yeah,
Rich says donate
we
your
know
boat.
what that is.
Oh,
yes.
donate your
That girl
boat
has
today.
huge knockers.
Oh, the sign?
On the sign,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
low
yeah, she
hanging
does.
and big.
I bet,
So
I bet
donate
she
your
sees a lot of
boat to
tattoos
her.
with those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'd show her my tattoos.
Yeah,
Show me.
see?
I'd show her
Maybe it's
whatever
just a
she wanted me to
motorboat
show her.
referenced sign.
Oh,
Oh.
those are built for speed and pleasure. Speed and pleasure. But this week we started writing pop songs, guys. We started writing
Yeah.
what we know
She
to
does
be
want
pop
that, though.
songs. Now, Zach, when we decided we were going to write pop songs, there's only one stipulation to a pop song in our heads. Or two. It needs to be catchy,
Yeah.
In short,
and it needs to be 3.5 minutes or shorter.
Right.
What length did we come to on this one? Did we hit 4?
no.
All right, so we kept it within
I think
the guidelines of what
It's
we
maybe
wanted,
340 at the most.
Okay.
340.
which is officially the shortest song. And this season, instead of trying to write the longest, I think we're on a journey to write the shortest, catchiest song.
Well, when I first wrote it, it was only 2.5 minutes,
Uh,
and I just couldn't do one
you
that's
couldn't stop.
short. So
I swore it was going to wind up being a 25-minute metal
It's
epic.
3 minutes 45 seconds.
We haven't
3 minutes
heard it
45.
yet.
We haven't heard it. He could have added 20 minutes in there and then just, fucked with the file and made it look like it's only 3:45.
He's gonna go a cappella after
Yeah.
it's over for
Yeah.
15 minutes.
It's gonna be great. Now, Zach, what was the driving force behind you writing the bulk of this song?
Oh
Any band influence you directly?
no,
Any
but I was like
style of music?
googling how to write. I was googling classic chord progressions,
All right.
and I was reading this thing where this guy took all the top #1 songs of each year and broke it down to the chords that they played and how the key that they played in the most and really quantified 50 years of pop songs. And then I saw that it was the dude was from Australia, so he used the Australian charts.
Australia's
And
everywhere
I
now.
fucking love Australian rock bands.
So good.
I just fucking.
There are a
We
lot of
have
good
been
ones.
on
I
a
just want,
kick
an Australian
with
rock
Australian
songs.
rock. Now, what was the band you said while we were recording that driving force, that drum sound?
King Gizzard,
Gizzard
and the
and the
Lizard
Lizard
Wizard.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, phenomenal
See,
fucking band.
I've been
My
listening
favorite
to.
band right now. For
I've been
sure.
listening to
Them,
Behemoth
Cosmic
and
Psychos.
yeah, those two bands are great.
Oh,
but
God.
I've been listening to Behemoth, the new Behemoth album, and the new 21 Pilots album. So, I
A lot of driving force in all of those. too.
Yeah, I mean, when
Especially
we
Behemoth.
decided that we were going to do pop music, those were the two albums that I had gone to.
Because while Behemoth is an extreme metal band,
Yeah.
It's very
their new
melodic.
album is the poppiest that they've
Yeah.
ever made. Still not pop enough for your mom to listen to.
No.
My
Unless your
mom-
mom's cool as
My-
fuck.
Yeah, unless your mom worships Satan and shit.
Yeah.
My mom,
Some
being a
people's
Sunday school
moms
teacher, does not appreciate
I'm saying
Behemoth.
Satan worshippers, they fuck, which means they have kids, which means they
True.
become moms.
Yeah.
So your mom might listen to Behemoth. If you're listening to this and you're 6 years old and your mom listens to Behemoth,
Good on you.
Good
maybe
on ya.
I'll be a mom one day.
how did
I'll
you get
listen
on
to
here?
Behemoth.
It's supposed to be 18 and over. Get the fuck off here, kid.
Yeah, how the fuck did
Get
you
the
make it?
fuck off here, kid.
God damn it.
All right. So, Justin, so those are the bands that you were listening to. I honestly, you kind of threw out the idea of pick a couple albums that are pop, but not necessarily pop music.
Yes.
In
Or at
like,
least pick an
the-
album
Pop
and then
music.
a very poppy band.
Yeah, and honestly, for me, when I think of the perfect pop band in any way, or perfect pop album in any way, it's just always going to come down to Pet Sounds.
Yeah.
It is
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
hauntingly
for sure.
beautiful at parts, but it is catchy as all fucking hell.
Yeah.
It has all of the best songs that Brian Wilson has ever written, with an exception of a small handful, are on that album. So I listened to a lot of that, and then immediately, I asked Zach this morning, what should I, anything specific you're looking to, and he was like, nah, not really. So I listened to Huey Lewis and Madonna all day. I don't think that comes through that much. Maybe Huey Lewis more than Madonna. But that's what I was listening to get me in like
I
a
feel like we're
pop,
really. I'm looking for melodies that we can repeat here. Because in the longer songs, Mark made this perfect analogy. Like, it's the difference between fine dining and eating candy. So we were doing fine dining,
beautiful.
where it's slow paced. You only get a little bit of the good part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's courses. It takes a long time.
Yes.
But candy,
Patience
you
is
shovel
needed.
the shit into your face, and it all tastes
It's
the
delicious.
same.
And it's
you just-
wonderful.
all of it at once.
Yep.
Over
so
and over
put
and
it
over.
in
I'm really
your
going
mouth.
against my nature
Yeah.
by like trying to be like,
But
this
it's-
is catchy, then the next part, and then the next part, and I don't know if we hit it. It's gonna take us a while.
It's gonna hit. It's
to
gonna
hit
hit
our
eventually.
stride
We'll get
on
there.
this style.
We will get to
But
that.
I think it was a good start.
And it's definitely a great start from what I feel like we all put in from what we all last heard. Vocally, we just found a hook that worked. Zach played the song over and over again, and we literally just went and just like fucked around with different, and then eventually came up with
Star
a
Wars?
melody that worked.
thinking that
And
too.
John Williams?
so we ripped off John Williams. The greatest way to write a pop album is to
I mean, that
to
really
rip
does it.
off
Yeah.
the greatest composer of the last 50 years, next to Hans Zimmer, Danny Elfman, a couple other people maybe close to him.
I think I'm voting Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman over?
I do
Really?
like
I think
Over
Over John
Superman, over Harry Potter,
Yeah,
over
I can't-
Indiana
I
Jones,
can't,
over Jurassic Park,
I can't back that. Yeah.
Star Wars, all of those. You're going.
Elfman.
Elfman's great.
Elfman is a
He's
Big Adventure.
third to me.
Who's second? Hans
But then I
Zimmer?
have to.
Simpsons.
I just have to throw out Kajagoogoo. So that's his real band that he was in. Was it Kajagoogoo? No, it wasn't Kajagoogoo. No, it was another dumb
No, he
named
was
band.
in.
The Goo Goo Dolls.
No, not the
He was
Goo Goo Dolls.
not. I would be out.
Oingo
Yeah.
Boingo.
Oingo
Oingo
Boingo.
Boingo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So you're siding with Oingo Boingo. I'm taking Indiana Jones on that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're
lose.
probably right.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
I
I
mean,
think.
But
Either
I
way,
really,
did he-
really love
we
Danny
did
Did he
it.
also
We-
do Goonies and shit? Was
I
he
think anything Spielberg
Anything
worked
Spielberg.
on for forever. Spielberg, Lucas, kind of
Bicentennial Man.
Bicentennial Man, probably AI, probably. Who
Probably,
knows?
yeah.
You
I don't
never
know. I don't know if Bicentennial Man was Steven Spielberg.
So basically, anything
I'm not
Tim
sure.
Burton did, you get Danny
AI
Elfman.
was.
AI was.
AI was.
Yeah.
So our song has nothing to do with any of these people
Any of
we're
that
talking
shit at
about.
all.
But it is supposed to be a catchy, poppier song. Mark, you
not
came
to
in
cut
and
you off
you
real
laid
quick,
the bass
Rich-
down on it. Yeah,
Rich says that Elfman is great, but Williams is classic.
that's a true
You
statement.
know, I mean,
Yeah, but
Okay, fine.
We
Whatever,
live.
know what,
guys.
This is,
You know what,
it's
Mark?
the
You're trying to
future.
get me.
You can have
You're
both.
trying to get me mean.
You're trying to get Mean Mark Miller over
I
here.
miss Mean Mark.
Mean Mark. He hasn't felt your smelt your farts in
No,
forever. So
I'm so nice now.
he's so nice.
Which
He's
is
running
weird
his
now.
own company, making cashola,
Hey.
not smelling your poo.
Hey, Three Sons Landscaping.
Hey, hey,
A lot
Three
less
Sons.
farts.
Also
A lot less
sponsored
farts.
by-
I will.
Yes,
So-
also sponsored by.
Selling out, selling out, selling out.
Yes.
Hey, you know you can't work in fast food all your life. So
If you
sell
call
out.
Mark and give him coupon code 123 Justin Sucks, you only have to pay half price if you want only half of your lawn mowed.
That's exactly
It's true.
the deal.
It's true.
The deal of the half
We
century.
will make that happen.
It's the
It's a bargain
deal.
at half the price.
Click code Justin for a 5% upcharge.
Half a
Yes.
bargain at half a price.
Half a bargain.
If you
half a
mention my
price.
name, it's going to cost you more.
Don't think about it. It works. All right.
do it.
So while you're listening to this song, you're going to see we do have a show coming up June
Yes.
28th at the Sherman Showcase. Dead Men, The Stone Eye, and Brunch. And we're going to be playing our...
We don't know.
Country
I don't
Death,
know what we're
baby.
We don't know. We
don't
actually
know.
don't know what we're doing.
we're gonna-
Pat,
play.
Pat and Remy are both in,
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
so we're gonna do
I'm in.
some of that. Kyle's.
All right.
I had a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
In the next.
It's
Yeah,
going to
we
be a
all
fun
have a
month.
lot of work to do.
It's going to be fun. Actually, 3.5 weeks that we have until that show. So
fun.
that'll be at the Sherman
forward to
Showcase
it.
once again, June
Y'all better be there
28th.
because the last one
8
was
p.m.
popping, and this
Yeah.
one better be.
Oh my god. Last year
More.
was great. Last year was
really
amazing. I actually, before we jump into this, I had a guy who works me at the Cinder who I had no idea knew about Brunch in any way. He might
Right.
know Remy, he might know Pat somehow. Like he knew the band. And he goes, I was really pissed off that I missed the show last summer. They playing again. This is the day before we get booked, right?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. Probably again sometime this summer, like they did it last year. Maybe there'll be another one. He's like,
Oh, so
yeah,
it was
man.
the 31st.
Yeah, and he's like, yo, man. Last year, seriously, like a week before their show, I was so stoked to go, but that guy I'm sitting at the table, I stabbed him in the neck, and I went to jail for 9 months.
Oh, I talked to this guy too. That he went to jail.
Yeah,
couldn't
he
go
went to
the
jail,
show.
and he was so
man.
upset. He was like, the biggest regret, basically, of stabbing a dude in the neck and going to jail for 9 months is he missed
missing
your
the
show.
But he was there drinking with the guy he stabbed.
Yes,
What?
he was drinking and singing karaoke with
What
the
is
guy
your
he
crowd?
stabbed.
I'm gonna
Hey,
leave
man,
that one to
you-
Big Pat.
It's for people that
Neck
like
stabbers.
rap music, country music, and death
Stabbing.
metal.
Yeah.
And stabbing.
All of those
Death
people
metal
like
is the stabbing, you
That's
know?
the stabbing.
Yeah.
But the country music is being best friends with the guy you stabbed.
Yes.
Yep. It's a pretty
And the rap
cutty
side
thing
of it is
to
the
do.
respect.
Yeah.
It's a
You got
Rap
pretty
it.
side of it is
cutty
they
thing
still
to
respect
do.
each
I
other.
guess the poking.
Hey,
Yeah.
I just stabbed you. You lived. We'll be friends. Cool. All right, cool.
See you in 9 months. It'll all be good.
Very Darwin.
All right, so this song
Darwin
is...
friendship.
What was the name that you gave the song? Papa Left?
Papa left.
Papa
it's
left.
perfect for the lyrics.
All right, so don't read into the lyrics too much.
All right.
yeah,
But
that's perfect.
read into the lyrics a little bit. All right, so we're going to play Papa Left, our Brunch Weekly original single, and we will be back to talk with Mark and Mikey, and you will see Mark and Mikey when we return.
Finally.
I'm gonna put my makeup on.
But Justin will be gone.
I will be
Justin
gone.
will be gone,
I will
That's
disappear.
fine.
but he will be there like
I'm outta
God
here, dude.
talking over us.
I'm out of here.
Not fast enough.
And we will be discussing Endgame and Game of Thrones, mostly Game of Thrones.
I
and then
might
a little
try
bit
to
of
find a
Game
way to
thrown in
wear
there.
his
All
beard.
right. Ooh, maybe you can faceless man his face
Ooh, that'd be a
and
good
put it
idea.
on. Ooh,
I'm gonna look like a baby around you people.
it's great.
I'm so beardless.
So beardless. All right, guys. So we will see you in 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Here is Papa Left.
Been biding my time, staring at the wall, waiting for you to make the call. Are we gonna stick? Are we gonna kick? Are we making a move? Just let it rip. What are we gonna do if this isn't the end? We'll be on the edge, waiting to get hit. Yeah, there was a time when this was our way. We've drifted off, now miles away. I've been going crazy. I've been going crazy here with you. Must be driving you crazy. Must be driving you crazy here with you. I've been going crazy. I've been going crazy here with you. Must be driving you crazy. Must be driving you crazy here with you. You wanna roam, don't be stuck at home. I wanna drink and sleep alone. I need to breathe, need to be seen. Selfish and hazy, you ready to scream? I'm ready to jump if you give me the push. Don't have the guts to let it rip. All on my own in a room that we share. Separated, but we're still there. I've been going crazy. I've been going crazy here with you. Must be driving you crazy. Must be driving you crazy here with you. I've been going crazy. I've been going crazy here with you. Must be driving you crazy. Must be driving you crazy here with you. We're driving each other. We're pushing each other towards a fall. Towards a fall. I've been going crazy. I've been going crazy here with you. Must be driving you crazy. Must be driving you crazy here with you. I've been going crazy. I've been going crazy here with you. Must be driving you crazy. Must be driving you crazy here with you. Oh, oh,
something's.
All
right.
right. And we are back.
Yeah.
And we have some people up here now. That is, that's Mark.
Hey.
Hi. And that's down here, Mikey. We're down here.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hey, brother.
what?
Look down.
You can drop the
Look down.
chair. You know?
Yeah,
Drop
the
that
chair
chair.
goes lower.
Drop
The
that
chair
chair.
does go lower if you'd like to be more in frame. There you
Yeah.
go. Oh, that's an aggressive.
Holy shit!
Oh, dear
Hey, do these
Lord.
markers dry erase off your pants?
Nope.
Nope,
Oh,
nope.
man.
Only dry erase boards.
Your only jeans are ruined.
No, they're permanent one on jeans.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
All right, so again, that was Papa Left, which, just so everybody knows, was named before I wrote any lyrics.
But it works.
Yeah.
And then it works. It works in a weird, twisted, sad, dark way. But
Unless you're
Kyle
listening,
is
my kids,
crying.
because then Papa
Yeah.
writes, because I'm right.
Papa right. And
Better
Papa
not be
is
listening,
writing.
'cause that
Papa's
would be-
always right.
Now, here's
Papa's
the
always
problem.
right.
We don't have production assistants or anything like that to
No, so
take
these
away the dry
motherfuckers have
erase
just been
boards.
doodling the
So
whole time.
they have not stopped since the beginning.
Oh, I like that one.
Oh,
That's a
that
Very
looks
sleepy.
good.
People can't
That's
see
a
it. Why don't you
sleepy
show?
baby face.
Why don't you bring it closer?
Yeah,
to the
bring
camera?
closer to the camera.
I don't know where
sleepy
the
baby
camera
It's
is.
right
face.
here.
It's
Oh,
that.
that camera?
Yeah,
Right
there's the
here. It's
camera.
right here. It's
Dear
right
Jesus.
here.
Fucking amateurs.
Oh my
Right
God.
here. Bring
It's
it
like
that
they don't
way a
know where
little
the
bit.
camera
There you go.
is.
Back it. There you.
Oh,
There you
Lord.
go.
There you go.
Is that a meme? That's
I'm
the
just
new
telling
meme.
you,
It's
this,
haunting.
This section right here is really a big hit on Monday mornings when we drop with Moucha TV on iTunes and Stitcher.
Yeah.
The visual gags are going to be great for that audio
That just
format.
means they're gonna have to watch now.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. Why aren't you listening already? Why didn't you already hear this? Why weren't you here
Justin,
now?
what is
Be
what
here
is in
now.
here?
All right.
Oh,
So,
yeah, so what is in here?
What I've decided to do with that section for
Yes.
now is I'm going to do video game recordings. That's a game called Kingdom.
Okay.
It's actually, that one's Kingdom Classic. I believe it's free on Steam.
All right.
And it's just a strategy game. What you do is you move left and right, you gain gold, and you buy, like, you give gold to people, and then you build your forts up, and
Riveting.
yeah, it's a not very an exciting. It's not that much of an exciting game, but the
Something about
soundtrack is
gaining
amazing.
gold.
Is this you
And
playing it though?
yes, this is me
That's-
just
okay.
playing. it.
All right.
Nice.
So that's Justin playing some video games. Not right now, though. You're not,
Not
doing
now,
it currently,
no, it's
right?
stuff that I have
Say you
recorded.
can multitask, but Jesus Christ,
I
motherfucker,
probably
if you're
could
doing
do
that.
I probably
Jesus Christ, probably.
Maybe one day.
Well, especially when you're not on camera and you don't really have to pay attention anymore.
Yeah,
just to
right.
make sure we sound all right. Chime in once in a while with a yep.
Poor kid can't even walk and talk.
Magnolia. What
Yeah,
are you? What
sure.
was the first thing? Did you write your rhythmics before? What
I wrote
was-
euonymus.
Oh, Euonymus. Euonymus?
Who?
Euonymus.
Thanks.
What's it?
Juwanimanimus.
Miguel what?
Miguel something something Jr. Miguel Nunez Jr.
Miguel Nunez Jr.
Yeah. AJ or DJ, whatever Mikey thought his name was before. All right.
Fine actor.
That's the
He's a
character
fine
he
actor.
played in Street Fighter was DJ.
Oh, that
That's why
makes
I kept
sense.
calling him that.
See?
Full circle. It all comes back.
Now we know.
It all makes sense.
Yeah. But
All
Hand
right.
claps.
So we'll be getting that single up individually on YouTube, and maybe one day we'll have stuff on Spotify and things like that.
Yeah,
But you can check that out.
I do have to get everything else back up.
Yeah,
on
we'll get all of the
iTunes.
singles
I
that
will.
we've already written.
And the website is just about done. I'll have everything together very soon.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I said last
should
Thursday.
have had
Yeah.
it just for this season.
Thank you.
You
for,
should.
I know. I
Thank you
should.
for your
Way
report.
to go.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You're
Appreciate it.
just full of fucking piss and vinegar.
You should have
and
heard the
ice.
whole
Oh,
hour you
man.
guys were up there doing his vocals. He's
Yeah.
just tearing into them.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
motherfucker.
Mikey's a nice
motherfucker.
guy.
And I get the mean moniker.
You're really not Mean Mark anymore. We've traded Mean Mark for Nasty Nate.
Nasty Nate. Nice.
Yeah, Nate has taken up the reins as the mean one who
The
makes sure we
resident
get
anger?
our work done.
Make me proud, Nate. Make
Oh,
me proud.
God.
Wonderful. All right, so we are here,
He's picked up
guys.
his road rage from you too. Oh man,
That's got to be healthy. That's got to be healthy.
I just go to sleep really.
I don't have any road rage anymore because I'm not stuck on the highway every day.
Nice.
It's awesome.
That's good stuff for you. Now,
It's just house rage.
Mark,
Yeah.
you went off. We said before you went off. You used to work with Zach, and then you went off, and you've created your own company, Three Sons Landscaping.
That is correct, yes.
And again, half off, half your lawn.
Half off, half your lawn.
Mark might even do half a good job if you pay half less.
Yeah.
You know, so
I might even go 3/4.
3/4. It's deals. He's all about the deals over here. Now, we're here this week to discuss Game of Thrones, mostly. Now, all of us in this room were fans of the show. How many of you, the two of you specifically, when did you get into Game of Thrones? What was the beginning? Were you
Like literally right at the first.
right at the first season? Mark, for you?
I think I watched the first season after the second season came out because I don't think I had HBO.
All right.
Okay.
And then
I think I was like a season behind.
for you guys, were you both, for Zach and Justin, were you early fans?
No, it took a little while. I watched the first episode
Yeah.
and then never had HBO, and then it was just like I think I had a trial, and I was like, you know what? Let me go back and rewatch it. Like I liked the first episode, but it was months.
Well, when I first watched it, you had season 1 and 2 on DVD.
Yeah.
And that was about.
On what?
On DVD.
Oh, they make those still?
Yeah,
Beta.
That's not when I
Thank
got
you.
into it though.
That's
Reel to
when,
reel?
that's when I first saw it, though.
But when I got into it, it was still on the first season.
It was still on the first
just like-
season, just later on down the line.
Yeah.
All right. So I, when I was doing work in Northern California, trimming the marijuanas on some legal marijuana farms, I sat in a chair for like 6 to 12 hours a day, and we would watch movies, watch everything, and somebody went, "Oh, have you watched Game of Thrones?" And I was like, "I don't want to. I really do not want to watch the show because it's not over yet." Like, I didn't watch Dexter until it was done because I was like, I don't want to get so upset about not being able to wait. And then I stupidly watched it, and I had watched episode 1 when whatever season 1 was, when Jon Snow gets resurrected. That was the first episode I ever saw when he died.
Did you watch it here?
I watched it with you guys live, and you were like, "We're gonna watch this. Fuck you if you." I'm like, "I don't give a shit. I'm never gonna watch this thing."
Yeah.
And so 6 months later, I'm sitting in a chair all day trimming pot, and I am watching this show, and I immediately, like 5 minutes into the show, go, "Oh fuck, I know what happens to that." So for 6 seasons of watching it, I knew that he was going to die and that he was going to be resurrected. But that was the only thing I remembered, because he was just Kit Harington, a very memorable face amongst everybody in the show. And so I remembered that was going to happen, and I had to keep my mouth shut because nobody else had watched season 6. They were all in like season 3. They were very nice, and they went back and let me watch 1, 2, and then catch up.
Were
to
they
them at
waiting
3.
for DVDs? Is that what it was?
No, we had it all on. It was all streaming and everything.
Oh,
but
They're
this
probably
was
just too high. I forgot about it.
probably.
Maybe.
But I
4
think
years.
this was before. This was like it was 6 months after it came out, so they probably had just like been lazy. Exactly, probably just been lazy on that because they were busy working, doing other things.
That scene got spoiled for me by Conan.
Oh. That's
Of
the
all
worst
things.
thing about watching late night shows when you're not caught
Because I
up
was
to
a season
anything.
behind, and that's when I decided to finally just get HBO when it came out and just watch it. 'Cause
Can I say that I would have been more upset, and not just because of the way that the show is set up and it's the last seasons, but I would have been more upset finding out the answer or finding out the outcome to Game of Thrones than EndGame. Like we had talked about this earlier. EndGame, you guys could have fucking spoiled it all for me, and I was still seeing it and enjoyed it as much. But I wanted to watch, like I didn't
Yeah, you wanted to
know.
go and see it, and so you can experience it. But if Game of Thrones had gotten spoiled for you,
I would still have watched it, but it would have been like, all right, I know.
Yeah.
But we had to watch it live. Like,
Yeah.
You wouldn't have made it through the internet. You would have
No.
to.
Yeah.
You would have to not use the internet.
And Mikey, you were here right after the first episode premiered. You came on, and that was right before EndGame came out. It was the week EndGame was coming out. And we discussed it, and at that point, we kind of hypothesized a couple different things that like might happen down the line. I threw out my theory that was the three-headed dragon. I thought that Daenerys, Jon, and Tyrion were all going to be revealed to all be Targaryens.
I wish you would have been right.
And then that they would have installed a democracy and been the legislative, the judicial, and the executive branches, and the whole thing was just George R.R. Martin doing a big ode to democracy in America and just like really just layering that in. Like it was a Tea Party thing and nobody knew. Like it was going to be something like that.
Is he a libertarian?
I don't know, but I think maybe he
looks
could
like a
be.
libertarian.
Look at that hat. Look at those suspenders.
I just
might
thought
be.
he was like a naval captain or something.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely.
Like a naval captain.
He can't find his navel. There's no way he can find
Well,
his
hello,
navel.
Admiral.
So he that was my theory that it was going to end like that. There is a joke line pretty much where Sam stood up and goes, what if everybody voted? They're like, what, my dogs? Who else are we going to, my horse? Like, who else are we going to give votes to? So that kind of got jokingly thrown out there. Obviously, they never said Tyrion was anything other than a Lannister. But my other theory was, since this is taken from other videos, but kind of I evolved it a little bit, was that Sam was going to write a book
that was
called Song of Ice and Fire, and I thought that was going to be the ending of it, and they were going to shut the book, show
like
the
it
cover,
was going that way.
and zoom out. So he brings it in, and there's that great scene where they say to Tyrion, like, oh, he's like, what did they write about me? And he goes, you're not mentioned in there. And I don't know if that was like just like a joke, just a jab. Everyone's real jokey in that last scene there,
which was great. I loved that last part.
It shows that life goes on, and humor and all that stuff. You know, is how you get
everything
over
that they were stressing and worried about is now gone.
Yes,
they can try and rebuild the world.
The way they need to.
And get new stress.
Well, but I mean, at least their
stressors.
personalities have come through.
Yeah.
And they don't have to worry about a tyrant until the next tyrant.
Until the next tyrant rises, which we were talking about this last night. Bran's going to live 1,000 years, so he's going to be king for fucking forever. The three-eyed
and going to be a
raven.
tyrant.
He's going to look. When he was like, why do you think I came all this way? He's
because
like,
I'm very not entertaining.
Well, I feel bad for the actor because I saw an interview actually on Conan where he was saying, they're like, how do you get that look in your eye? He goes, well, I don't wear contacts and I just take my glasses off and I just kind of can't see anything. So that look is me just trying to see things. Is that like...
Makes sense.
And so it kind of makes sense.
It's
but
about how entertaining he is,
I'm going to go now. Thanks, Theon. And eyes roll back and he just becomes birds and flies away. It's like he could have become a dragon. All this stuff. But what I want to first ask you guys, just overall, now that time has passed and the... proverbial ashes have had time to settle. What is your stance on the show as a whole right now? Start with you, Mark. What is your stance? Your opinion on everything, start to finish. How do you feel?
So I pretty much hated the ending.
Okay.
But that doesn't change my feeling on the show.
Okay.
I think the show was great.
What do you think could have been? What was the gripe? What was the biggest gripe for you on the ending?
Definitely Bran being king. That was terrible.
Okay.
I mean, is it better knowing that Tyrion is technically the king, though?
In the way that the vice president controls really most, like a lot of things.
It's just...
No, it's not better.
Not any better.
It would have been better if Tyrion was actually the king.
I thought in that moment that Sam was going to stand up and say awesome. Jon Snow, and all they had to do is get rid of Grey Worm, and Jon.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like so these people that don't even know about your kingdom, don't even know any, and are gonna leave like any minute.
Yep.
Plus, they're all gonna die off.
So we're still just telling Jon, you know what? You still gotta go.
Jon doesn't want to be king, though.
Okay, that's fine. How about we just kind of say, "Hey, be king," and then he can tell you he doesn't want to be king, instead of, you know what? Bran's got a really good story, except for he's the most boring character for the last 8 seasons.
Yeah.
I watched him.
First episode.
I watched him get carried around for 5 seasons of just hanging on somebody's back.
And then you find out that he was the one that made the guy who he was hanging on.
He was making everything happen and knows everything.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So your big gripe is Brent. Now, Mikey, where's your stance at the end of the show, looking at it as a whole, the Gestalt worldview of it all?
Mikey, can you just turn that to you a little bit? The microphone.
The microphone.
Yeah. Just a little more.
A little bit more. There you go.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was just trying to cover your face.
I didn't mind the Bran thing. I wanted Jon Snow to be on the throne.
Okay.
I knew there was no way Daenerys wasn't dying.
Yeah.
Like
they've been sprinkling Mad Queen the entire series.
Yeah.
Anybody pissed off about her turning? Maybe how fast it happened, but come on, like it was planted. It was
honestly,
waiting.
I thought it was gonna be Jaime killing the queen, but being a queen slayer.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what you're gonna find out was that it wasn't actually Jaime; it was Arya taking the face of Jaime.
I definitely
I thought that she was gonna find him while he was trying to travel.
Yeah, when he was trying
that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
When he was going after the battle with Euron and he's about to die, we discussed this, Justin and I, that he was going to die in a stairwell somewhere. And Arya, as she was running away, would come across Jaime's body, see Jaime, take his face, and that was him stumbling in to see Cersei. Yeah. And then when he went to kiss her, what Jon did to Daenerys should have been Arya.
That should have been the end of the show.
And that would have been phenomenal. That would have been great. Because it all starts with the two of them start kicking off the whole bullshit. The two of them throwing Bran out the window kicks off all the bullshit.
Yep.
It should have really ended with the two of them dying, or one of them dying and the other one's
Well, I
dying
guess that
at
makes
the
it
hands.
a little bit more poetic, I guess, because like it's pretty much Bran getting shoved out of there that even like puts the Starks on their radar to like you know what I mean? And then what do you call it? And then now Bran ends up being the one on the throne.
Well, I will say that poetic justice is the phrase I've uttered the most when talking about this season. Everything from the Hound dying by fire, poetic justice.
Yeah.
Arya getting to just kind of roam and be free, not having to be a lady, everything that she said her whole life, it's poetic justice that she got that. And I thought, another theory I had was that Jon was going to get the Frodo ending. My whole theory about Sam was that it's the same character as Samwise Gamgee, and that he was going to be the one writing. And I thought Jon was going to be like, all right, I'm going to go off into the abyss and explore the rest of the world, kind of how Frodo,
He did, though.
And he did in the North, but Arya got the real Frodo ending. She got the
Bilbo ending.
Or the Bilbo.
True.
Well, Bilbo and Frodo go together on the boat.
Oh, do they?
In the movies, at least. In the movies, at least they do. But yeah, they kind of go off together to see their next adventure. And Martin had said very early on that there was going to be a lot of similarities between Lord of the Rings and his. I mean, he stole the fucking RR in his name from Tolkien.
Literally, yeah.
And again, named a character Sam that is more or less his representation in the show. The fat, kind of useless, but like wholehearted guy.
He killed a White Walker.
He did. Okay. He was. You forget that I'm the first to have killed a White Walker. Yeah, that he
Go
really
easy
clung
with
to
the
that
useless.
until
And he lost a lot of weight as the seasons went on.
He
Sure.
did.
And got that fancy hair.
Yeah, but I gotta
True.
say,
Oh,
And he's a good drummer.
he's a
He is,
very good
Yeah,
drummer.
he was
Again,
on TV. And he was
check
a
out
drummer.
Conan. Check out Conan. Him playing drums.
What'd you say, Mikey?
I don't have cable.
Hodor.
Hodor.
Oh, yeah,
he's
He's a DJ, yeah.
Hodor's the DJ, and Grey Worm's a really good rapper, actually. Grey Worm is a
Actually,
phenomenal
there's a video
rapper.
of Hodor playing guitar with Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
Oh,
way.
I didn't
Yeah.
see that.
That's
Poor,
pretty rad.
poor Hodor.
Oh.
I don't know the guy's name.
Christian Nairn.
So my next
Christian
question,
Nairn.
the next question I do have for
Nairn.
you guys, though.
I just want to say I liked the ending.
You like the ending?
I thought it was good,
I
I have
I
no
did.
issues at all with it.
I wasn't disappointed.
I think that if you go back and watch it again, now knowing that Bran becomes king, there's going to be a
Hints.
myriad
Oh, there
of
is,
hints that are going to
True.
be like, why didn't I see this?
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be obvious from the first season of how it ends up, which is what they did on purpose.
Yeah.
And there's
And I think
probably
that's going to be the best part of the show.
for all
is
of them.
watching
There's
it again,
going to be
knowing-
things where you know Danny's going to die
yeah.
way
Yeah.
beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
And like things that you were like, oh, that's weird. You know, or
and
forgot about
it's like
completely.
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but they did do a lot of putting things out there that didn't seem to get fully resolved. And then, as Justin and I were discussing, they tried to like add things in the last 3 episodes. And the biggest one is Arya on the fucking horse. At the end of the second to last episode, everybody's dead. She
Yeah.
gets up, sees this beautiful, majestic
The
white
Hound's
horse. It's the Hound's horse?
It's, if you watch, so it's like season either 4 or 5
Okay.
when she leaves him for dead. When he fights Brienne,
Yeah.
she gets on his horse and leaves.
Okay.
And it's a white horse, just like that horse.
Okay.
So that's the...
So I was wondering the same thing when I watched it, and then I just
I
rewatched
don't
everything.
think-
I'm not saying
I
it's
don't think it's that horse.
no, but it's
I thought it was
it's
the
the
pale
exact
horse 'cause she
same-
was dead.
Exactly.
Well, I thought that too, or I thought maybe it was Bran. Bran somehow.
Warging.
To, like,
Yeah.
You know.
I
it's the
thought-
exact same looking horse that
Yeah.
she gets on and
I'm not
rides
saying
and
they
gets on the
didn't-
boat to go to Bravos.
I did see theories that there was talk there was talk about how Daenerys was given a white horse by Drogo, and that's what she rode. So the theory, once I heard that, I was like, oh, so obviously she got on a white horse and she rode off. She's going to go kill Daenerys, and that's what I thought they were leading to. But they never mention it ever again. And the next time you see her, she's just still in Westeros. She's just still
I just think
in
it's
the
a
capital.
callback to that.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not,
also,
I'm
the
not
little
saying
girl-
it's the same horse.
Yeah.
But I think it's a callback to that.
All right.
The little girl that she was trying to save,
Holding
with
a
the
white
dude, she
horse,
was holding
too.
some,
She
like
was
at least a
holding a
white
toy
animal.
horse,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
So, all right. So, what was for you guys? What was the biggest moment of the season that you were happy about? What was the thing that you watched and you stood up in your chair or whatever and just went, "Fuck yes, fuck yes,
Oh,
fuck
it's
yes"?
Arya killing the Night King.
Arya killing the Night King.
I don't know.
It's the giant's milk story.
That
came out of fucking
so
left field.
good,
It came out of nowhere.
That scene might be the most like wonderfully like fulfilling scene, I think, because it ends with the knighting scene, and that was just a poetically just scene. And all of your favorite kind of like if Braun had been there, that's the only person that was missing from like the barrage of like weird offbeat like fucked up characters in that scene. But that really was kind of totally out of left field. The whole
I think they needed
into
something.
her bed, she took me as her own.
But they needed something, and the only character that was going to do that was him.
I would say that part,
like really,
in that episode, is probably the best part, at least in that episode. But it's rivaled by him going, "Is the large woman still here?" He wanted to bang her so bad.
Yeah.
Mikey, what was the part that you were the happiest about? Drawing Freddie Mercury?
No. Liana Momon or whatever, when she kills the giant.
Oh yeah,
that she's being squashed by the giant.
Right through the eye. That was brilliant.
When she's being squashed by the giant, she's just like, fuck it, and she's still fucking.
Then how did you feel 5 minutes later when she came back and you're just like, oh,
became
God.
a transformer?
She came. When she turned into Bumblebee. She turned into Bumblebee.
You didn't see that?
Roll out.
Oh yeah, man, I totally missed that.
That
part.
was a hell of a moment when he raises all the dead back up. After all they fought, now that it's just like starting from square one again.
Well, I would say going back to the giant scene, I'm just like, we're just gonna watch this little girl get fucking just disintegrated by this fucking giant.
Yep.
It was a hell of a scene.
Her last breath, everything being squeezed out of her, she was the little bear to the fucking end.
Yeah.
Like it was as good of a death as Theon's death. Theon totally redeems himself in the end by standing by the family that raised him, the family that, while it was an indentured servant life that he had, treated him as much better than the Lannisters or any other family would have treated him. Or his own family, they hated him.
Yeah.
And, you know...
Still the scene where he fingers his own sister on horseback.
Weird.
A little weird.
And Ramsay gave him baths. So
yes,
he
did do that.
He gave him baths.
I always forget Ramsay. You're like, oh, that was a really big thing that happened. Yeah. And that was such a pivotal part.
Oh, you mean Mick Mars?
Yeah, Mick Mars. Yeah.
Well, that's the best part about the show. There was so much, like, remember Robb Stark's war?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where he was King of the North?
Yep.
And then he dies?
I think the Red Wedding might be my favorite episode.
That's season 3, right?
Yeah.
There's so much that happens.
I love all the Arya... the Faceless God stuff.
Yeah,
and we had a conversation last night where what's her name was like, well, why'd they go into it? And you're like, what's the name of the show?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
this girl at the bar last night asks, why would they spend so much time talking about this church and her going all this stuff and blah, 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 and it doesn't become a big thing at the end? And I went, what's the name of the show? And she went, Game of Thrones. I went, it's a Game of Thrones. It's not called Church of the Faceless Man. It's called Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That is a part of it.
It was a
and
great
maybe
series
there'll be
of
a
it.
sequel, prequel, spin-off that focuses on them and all of Bravos and all of...
I would love that.
It's going to be so
Bravos.
That whole storyline served its purpose when she killed Walder Frey.
Exactly.
That was the whole
That's all it was
purpose for her to do that.
Yeah,
and she knew she could do that, so now she knows she can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I did, again, as we already said, the Jaime thing. I thought she was going to take Jaime's face.
Yeah.
I thought that also in the first episode that when you came on previously and we discussed this, Mikey, I thought she was going to use Littlefinger's face. Littlefinger was dead, and I was like, you sneak into Westeros, people know who Littlefinger is, and you use his face, and she didn't. So I was a little, at first, kind of like,
well,
why didn't they use that more?
That goes back to, I want this, and it's not happening.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
she was full of so much conviction, and then the Hound was just like, you're going to die, and she's like, all right, never mind.
Yeah.
Well, I like that because it was... we had gotten used to seeing her as this hardened badass.
It showed humanity again.
Well,
she's still
a 14-year-old girl.
No,
we got that from both of them.
She better not be a 14-year-old girl.
Well, by the end of it,
she's 18.
Well, I don't know. In that world, who knows?
No, she's like 20 in real life.
In real life,
She's 18.
18.
She's
Okay.
I
I still didn't want that sex scene.
Okay.
Well,
Would that be my next question?
It's only weird because
I looked it up again after I watched it.
Yeah, so did I. Everybody did. You did too. You did too, Mark. You shut up.
Come on, Mark.
I'd looked away. That was freaking me out.
But what do you call it?
Part of that.
It's weird because we literally watched her grow up as a kid.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Have you seen? All right, so there was a thing that popped up on YouTube where it was like the outtakes of season 1, or no, it was actually the what's the actor's name?
Rory Cochrane.
All right, so it was an interview.
Cochrane?
Yeah.
Warrior Cockring.
Warrior Cochrane. No, it's Cinder in the Cochrane.
Cinder in the Cochrane.
No, but it's really Rory Cochrane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there was a really cool thing about right before I guess this season came out. They were asking him about the show and what he thought about it and being a part of it. And most of it, like when he got hired, he's like, "Yeah, I can ride my bike here. It's awesome." But the craziest thing is like they showed shots of like him sitting next to Tyrion and just how young and like different everybody is from the first fucking episode to now. It's crazy.
The only one that's not is literally like Daenerys and
Tywin Lannister, who's been 7,000 years old.
Yeah, he's been 60 since 1960.
Ned Stark
I'm pretty
looks
sure.
the same now.
But going back to your humility
Grey
thing,
Worm.
the Hound and Arya both had their moments, and they saved each other. Except for
Oh,
Arya didn't say anything to him. It's just that he saw her in trouble when he was like, "Fuck all this shit! Like we're just
when
dead.
he was ready
We're
to
dead."
just give up
and sees her struggling, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I got something to actually still fight for."
Yeah.
And then just that humility or humanity when he's like, "Look, if you fucking come here, no matter who you want to kill, this is the end of your journey.
Yeah.
So you can kill her, but you're done."
Yep, and that's where you end. And I like, in the moment, I was kind of like, wow, why the fuck did you just give up on everything you're standing for? But then when she's sailing off at the end of the show, I'm just like, no, that was the right call. Like, she's gonna die no matter what. She's going to be dead by the end of this. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
The Hound, that was his whole purpose of existing, was to kill his brother.
And you know what? That's why I think the Gendry sex scene served its purpose. I think it was in that moment when she realized, oh wait, there's more to live for than just fighting to my death.
Just murdering.
I wanted to feel. She wanted to feel.
Yeah, she realized, oh wait, there's way more for me to live for than what's going on.
Now, while we'll get off the subject of the curvature of the ass of Arya, so Mark doesn't have to think about the side boob anymore. Maisie Williams, but Clegane Bowl.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest fan service moment in the entire show.
Everybody was waiting for that.
Everybody was waiting for it, and they filmed it like a fucking Dragon Force music video. As they called it, a Stairway to Nowhere.
Yeah.
That's what the after credits, when they were talking about like the making of it, a Stairway to Nowhere. The two of them just mercilessly beating the fuck out of each other.
Dude, when he gouges his eyes.
Oh my god.
And it's just like the red black eyes that he's got afterwards. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And I forgot, having rewatched, I forgot that that's what he did to Oberon.
Oh yeah, he did that to Oberon the same way to
I'm
kill
like,
him.
oh yeah, so that's your move. That's the Mountain's move. Just you're the biggest guy in the world, but you gouge people's eyes out.
You could rip the head off. You could rip his head right out. You could de-spine him.
Yeah, but no, you gouge eyes.
I mean, he killed the dude that created him.
What's his face?
They
just chucked him like that was the most unceremonious death of the entire show.
Cersei's just like, oh shit.
Cersei's like,
Did anybody else think that in that moment he was going to take Cersei and throw her against the wall?
That would have been great. That would have been great, but they couldn't have done that.
They couldn't have done it. But if he had said for Arya and like thrown her against the wall like
that. Why would he say for Arya?
I don't know, because it was part of her list.
He can't speak.
No, I'm saying the Hound. If that once she's walking by the Hound,
I thought you meant the Mountain. Because the Mountain killed him.
Yeah,
I think that's more the poetic
the
justice.
Hound did the same thing basically, and just like.
I think it's more the poetic justice for her because he knew she was dead. She wasn't getting out of the city.
No.
He didn't know Jaime was there. He didn't know somebody was trying to get her out.
Yep.
So in his head, she's trying to get out of the city. Good fucking luck.
I'm sure the Hound was also thinking, oh, this dragon's taking out everything.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And that whole scene where the mountain, where at the beginning of that battle, where Cersei's basically like, defend me, and he's like, nope, bitch, I'm gonna fight him. This is what we're all dead. Everybody knows we're dead right now. You're the only one that thinks you're still gonna survive.
Dead anyway.
Well, he probably would have lived if he didn't get thrown into fucking fire.
Yeah.
Really, he probably would have just kept going on and living forever.
Fuck yeah. Now, what was? I mean, Mark, you already said that I think the part you're most angry about was Bran. That's part.
I think angry is a harsh.
Well, not angry, but the thing you were most upset about.
No, he
with
broke his TV
season.
3 times.
Oh, I did. I've gone through so many TVs.
Is there anything else that sticks out to you
By the
from
way,
this
if anybody
season?
wants to send me a TV,
123 Justin Sucks PA. P.O. Box.
I'm sorry.
Wait, there's one in the porch you can have.
Yeah, there's
There's 2 of them though.
No, one of them actually works though.
I could live in that thing.
Besides Bran being named king, is there any other part of this season that stuck out that was like, just an upsetting moment to you that you were like, why did they do that?
No, see, I really liked the season. I couldn't understand why everybody was freaking out about it.
Because they're
sad it was over.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say.
And expectations that they put up to themselves.
I do have an issue. I wish it was more episodes. I think
everybody does.
I feel like they rushed
3
things.
more episodes, every storyline gets resolved.
I feel like they rushed things a bit.
Yeah.
But they spent the whole budget on the destruction of King's Landing.
No, it was all in the direwolf.
Well, they got
for
what do you
5
call it?
minutes.
Yeah.
They got bored and what do you call it? They got that Star Wars deal.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
They wanted
were
to
like, yo,
I said that last night. They wanted to end and go to Star Wars as quickly as
literally,
possible.
HBO wanted 10 episode seasons for the last 2, and they were like, no, like we're trying to get out of here.
So, Mikey, anything for you that you were super pissed about, bummed about, anything along those lines that you thought, why did they do that?
Maisie Williams having sex.
That was a highlight.
What about?
Honestly, I was shocked, and then I was like, man, am I into this? Maybe I'm into this.
It's a little
and then I'm
terrifying.
like, but then at the same time, I was just like, this is weird.
Now, how bad do you
I don't know how I
think
feel
the
about
guy who played Gendry felt during that scene? Because he is a 30-something-year-old guy who started a show with an 8-year-old or 9-year-old or 10-year-old or 12-year-old, however old she was,
and then had to do
and
that.
now had to have a sex scene where she's naked. And give the showrunners credit, they went to her, they said, this is going to happen, this is a scene. You can do whatever you want as far as showing yourself.
You can be as neuter
So
or
she
non-neuter as
said,
you want,
all right, we didn't need to see nipple. We didn't need to have the Daenerys scene. That would have been terrifying. Like that,
They
too
did
much.
it classy. They did it classy.
was-
And chances are, I mean, it's not like she was even really naked. They had that, like, the...
Pasties.
They always,
Pasties,
they always
yeah.
keep
They had
that
pasties.
stuff on. Yeah, it was
Yeah, and I'm sure right below camera, she was covered
That's
ass
why they
down.
show butt crack. They don't show full butt. They just show,
Curvature,
like,
little crack, side
crack,
boob.
Yeah, they
that
did it
was
classy.
Plus,
They did it classy.
plus, they have
She's a woman
skin-colored
now.
suits that
Yeah.
you can wear that are super
Yeah.
tight.
So
You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
saying she shouldn't be allowed to do
You
whatever
just
she wants in scenes.
personally,
I've just
It
watched
just
her since she
creeps
was a
you
little
out.
girl.
Yeah, it creeps you out.
I did not enjoy it.
yes. And
Not-
so,
not
Mikey,
enjoyable for
Mikey,
me.
your favorite scene is
You know
obviously
what,
the
though?
sex scene. But what was the least favorite thing that you were obsessed with the sex scene? You've watched it 38 times. What was the least favorite?
Real quick, you know what? We all grew up with Alyssa Milano, though,
Yeah.
and we all
True.
saw Poison Ivy, too.
Yes, we
So-
did.
so-
I
same
saw
thing with Drew
Poison Ivy
Barrymore.
3. I saw Poison Ivy 3.
Okay, I didn't grow up with a.
And that's a straight
Alyssa
porn.
Milano and Maisie Williams
Who's
are
the boss?
not the same.
Who's the boss? Tony Danza?
They are
Tony
not
Danza.
the
You
same.
never
Tony-
saw that?
No, he's
Wow.
probably
Girl.
way before. It's way before his time, dude.
I'm younger
Yeah.
than you guys.
You're the same age.
28?
I'm 29.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
literally
maybe you just like the old shit
No,
stuff.
no, fair enough. I'm just cultured, I guess.
cultured in the
But
way
no,
you
I mean,
dance.
who
Tony Danza's
Who
what
didn't
makes you cultured.
They're not the
And
same.
that was a great show.
Who doesn't
though.
like Tony Danza? Yeah,
That was a great
actually,
show,
like,
dude.
Tap
It was.
dancing.
Who doesn't like a sex
Extravaganza.
scene with Tony Danza
Yeah. That's why I love the long extended
What's
cut
with
of
the Tony
Angels in the
Danza?
and
outfield.
Judith Light?
Yeah. All right, so Mikey, what anything that you didn't like, anything that stuck out like a sore thumb to you in the season?
No, not really.
Really?
honestly. Yeah. No, honestly, I mean, it wasn't that bad. Like the whole season. I mean, I would have definitely liked more of the many-faced god stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I mean, but at the same time, because like I really was hoping that they were gonna say that Jack Quinn was
Ned.
no.
The sword instructor.
What's his name? Pharrell. Sirio Pharrell.
The greatest sword in all of Westeros, yeah.
I
That would have
think
been
that's
a
sort
pretty
of like
rad, though.
alluded to enough, though, you know?
I mean, sort of.
There could have been more closure there for you on that.
Also, actually, I'm over here like also.
Talking to your drive-thru.
Yeah, hello.
Number 4 with pickles, extra pickles.
I want some Dunkin' fries.
¿Por qué? What do you call it? No. that the whole prophecy with the green eyes, blue eyes thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she only killed the Night King. She didn't kill any,
Yeah.
I really thought she was gonna ace Cersei and fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, she did kill a lot of the White Walkers.
No,
though.
I
that
get
was
that.
one of my favorite deaths. Is
Yeah.
when she turned the. We talked about it before.
get
We
that.
talked the corner or turned the corner and fucking just stabbed the fucking one White Walker in the chin.
Yeah.
It was a great scene.
Oh, that was a great move there.
Well, the whole like the
Library
suspension,
scene,
like Hitchcockian walking through a
But
bunch
that
of
right there
bookshelves.
goes back to more of the many-faced God. Without that, she wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did get pieces of it, but people are like, we
Really,
didn't get
that
anything
throws-
of it. And
that
it's like,
throws
no,
back
we
even
did.
earlier.
Made
It throws
Arya
back.
super assassin.
Yeah.
It throws back.
During the White Walker fight, there'd be no point to wear someone else's
No,
face.
no.
you
No,
know?
no, no.
But-
And then the Sack of Kings also, again, unless she was gonna assassinate Cersei,
Yeah.
there was no
Yeah.
point in her to wear another
But I think
face.
I think
you
at
know?
that point she knew she just wanted to kill her face to face.
Yeah.
Like that's what she was going.
That's
in
what
with.
she
like
wanted.
yeah, I want to kill you face to face.
But
You
that
know that I'm
scene
killing
in the
you.
library, for me, it harkened back more towards her training and having to catch all the cats.
Yeah.
Like when they're like,
Yeah.
you have to be able to catch all the
I
cats and
forgot
everything.
about the cat catching.
So she was trained to be light enough to sneak up on a cat and catch and kill a cat.
Yeah.
And I mean, they allude to. I don't know if she actually says she kills it, but they allude
probably
at least
eat
to
'em.
it.
You know what they do,
Yeah,
you know what they do in Bravos, bro.
Yeah. Orange chicken and Bravos, bro.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's just
It
kittens.
sounds like everybody's favorite character is Arya.
Arya, I think, is
it's
she's
hard to say, man.
the overall
I think
hero
Ned's
of the
my
show.
favorite character,
Yeah.
honestly.
Ned, yeah. He
Everybody's
was
like going
until
off
that
about
first
Arya.
scene. That first
Yeah.
My
scene.
wife's favorite character is definitely
She
Arya. Beth
she's
loves Arya.
definitely,
She's
I
got
think,
some of the largest growth of
Yeah.
any character
Exactly.
in the show. Like,
it's her, and honestly, I think Sam. I mean, for
Tyrion had a
me,
lot of different types
I
of
like
growth.
Tyrion.
yeah,
back and forth,
he
man.
kind of
Like, that
dropped in the last season to like you saw he wasn't the
Well, I
smartest
thought he was
guy.
going to kill her. I thought he was going to try and kill Daenerys
Yeah.
when he's walking up real slowly
Oh,
behind her.
yeah, when
I thought
she's
he
in
was
front of the
like
whole
knowing
army.
he's going to die. I thought he was going to come up
well,
and try
yeah,
and stab her.
dude, he was playing the game.
Imagine
of
if he
Thrones for
did
so
it
long,
with
and then
his
got played back.
hand of the queen pin, just like just
That would have
shanked
been
her
awesome.
Well, at the end,
in the
when,
thigh because he doesn't reach much
when
higher.
he became not that clever
gets the
anymore,
right artery.
is because he became because he cared more.
Yes.
Well, he
So
cared more,
no matter
yes.
how much you liked him for a lot of the show, Tyrion only looked out for himself.
Exactly.
Well, there was.
And then in the last season, when he starts fucking up, giving Daenerys accidental bad advice,
Yep.
it's because he is actually becoming a better person,
Right,
Well, there
right.
was-
and therefore
He's
Trying to
having
do
a
the
harder
right
time
thing.
playing the Game
yeah,
of Thrones,
he's, yeah. And the better of a person you are, the worse you are at the game.
Well, he
So-
even said, talking about Daenerys, I think it was to John and
He loved her.
Fenris, that
Varys?
Varys, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry,
Varys,
Varys. I think it was that scene where he was talking to Jon Snow and he's like, or maybe it was just him,
yeah. Either way.
but he was like, I love her,
Yes.
but I can never be with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
like, we
That was in
all
the jail.
love her.
That was in the
yeah.
jail
Oh
cell.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. He's like, we all. Oh, to John. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all love her. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
For
That's
sure.
why they wanted her to be the queen, and then she blew it.
Yeah.
So, going back again to Mark, you didn't like Bran ending up on the Iron Throne. Who did you want? You said John. Is that your overall pick?
I would have taken John. I would have taken just about anybody.
Anybody else?
Yeah, like Tyrion would have been cool.
Did you buy into the potential idea before the sexy and everything that Gendry might have ended up on the throne? Did you think about that at all?
Not really. I didn't.
No.
Because of the
I
Baratheon
think he
thing.
just got
Yeah,
the
but I don't.
just cause
At
of
that
him.
point, I think the Baratheons
Just
were
so
out
Yeah.
far
of the mix.
removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would have been cool if even Daenerys took the Iron Throne and it
Yeah.
ended with just and her being evil even.
well,
And-
because
and
they
it
said
ended
a
with that.
bittersweet ending
Yeah.
was coming.
I would have been fine with like a not happy ending.
Well, they could
I
also
always thought
work-
the Night King was going to be the one on the throne. Like, I always thought.
Yeah, but he
they
was
were
just
actually-
after
And
Bran.
that's the
for-
only way I would have liked Bran being on the throne.
Now, did you hear
Because
that
he was
theory?
the
the Night
correct,
King.
yeah.
The
That's
theory-
what I want.
I think
fair
it's
enough.
comedian Bobby Lee had the theory that, or the idea that the way the show should have ended is everybody goes, all right, Bran the Broken, and they're like, all right, and they wheel him out, and right before it cuts to black, his eyes go blue, and they wheel him out.
Oh,
Like, that would have been
would've
such
fire.
a badass.
Like
I mean,
Michael
it's-
Jackson's Thriller.
Yeah.
There's also you can't also discredit the fact that it wasn't Bran that still was
And
coming
Vincent
for
Price
them.
was laughing that day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What do you
fuck
mean
yeah.
there, Justin?
Meaning that even though the Night King died, that could have still been Bran
Yeah.
killing his actual body and then taking a form of the Ice King, like
Yeah.
not having to worry about the other body to control.
Okay.
But it died, and you think he's gonna be like, damn, why'd you guys fucking kill me? You know what I mean? Like,
if Bran was the Night King, you're saying? If he was,
like if
right.
it was actually within that theory, like he could still have been the Night King. It's just that the Night King got killed.
Yeah. Now, okay, so what do you think, besides the Night King?
I mean, I'd like it a lot better. I could totally get behind the Bran thing if it turns out that he's bad.
Okay.
I think what I really wanted Game of Thrones to end with a bad person.
Well, they said
it
so early.
It didn't feel right.
A bittersweet ending. Yeah, they said a bittersweet ending.
I mean, but he's the king, but he's not really on the Iron. They destroyed the Iron Throne.
But everybody's good.
Yeah.
No,
like,
they're not. Not
now.
one of them are good. If you look at
the table.
There's only
Tyrion,
one person.
Bronn,
Yeah, Brienne.
and Sir Davos.
Yeah,
Davos.
They're all good.
There's only one person that's actually really good.
They're all good.
In what way?
Bronn was honorable. He was an honorable dude.
He literally switched sides multiple times again.
But he was honorable. But that's the
He
thing.
was honest
He
about
always
it.
told you from the get-go, here, I'm here for the money.
Sure.
That's it. So if you're
He
the highest
stayed
bidder,
true to
I'll be
himself.
correct.
Right, but
stayed
does that
true.
make
That's
him a
honorable.
good person? Are the people that are actually in control?
I mean, I would
good
say
people?
Sam,
because
Brienne,
Sam
Davos.
for sure.
Davos,
Whether it was
Tyrion.
Sam is
now.
probably the only person that you can be like, he is genuinely good.
Brienne of
Oh
Tarth.
yeah, okay.
And
okay.
Davos.
And
Yeah.
literally, Sir
Everybody
Davos.
but
Like,
Bronn at that table is
Tyrion is still a
Tyrion's
piece
good.
of shit.
He's
is
good.
he though?
He's redeemed
Yeah.
himself. He's redeemed.
Because by the end of it, Jamie wasn't, and Jamie's the one who pushed Bran out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he
Yeah.
wasn't good to begin with.
He
you know what
wasn't.
I mean?
Well, neither was Tyrion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But Tyrion.
Well, that's why
ended up being
Tyrion got that job. That's what Bran said.
Yeah, this
It
is
was
your
like,
punishment.
This is it's Tyrion's punishment to
the hand of the
basically
king.
run the kingdom until he dies. That's his punishment to make up for all the horrible shit that he's done. That him and his family and Daenerys has done.
Yeah, I think
He
it
has
was
to
one
make
of
up for all of that.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
All right. So what besides the death of the Ice King, or sorry, the Night King, what was your favorite death for the season, Mark?
For this season.
Actually, no. Fuck it. For the show, what was your favorite death overall in the show?
Oh, the whole show. I mean, like I said, I really like the Red Wedding.
Red Wedding.
Yeah.
Is it Walter Frey specifically that shot like that?
I mean, I liked Walter Frey dying, but no, the actual Red Wedding.
The
was
wall
just
thing.
Just the slaughter.
It is
Just seeing a pregnant woman stabbed in the gut.
Oh
There's
my
something
God.
about
You can't watch Arya fuck.
something about watching
but you
a
can
wolf's
watch a
head
pregnant
on
woman
a
die.
guy's body being trotted out. Just
Yeah.
really. No, I don't love that happened.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think like moving wise, like that was
Okay.
Some very memorable
Mikey,
scene.
what's the best death scene for you?
Viserys getting the golden helmet.
Oh, that was great, dude.
That's a better answer.
That is. You know what? No, it's not necessarily a better answer. It's
Here
just,
at Globo Gym, we're better than you.
and we know it. Yeah, and we know it.
Yeah, no, that's
Justin, what was your favorite death scene in the show?
I don't know really.
Do you have one specifically that stands out in any way?
The after effects of a death
Okay.
was probably from the season, and I forget the kid's name, but the
The little boy who's sent to
to get back.
He's one of the Umbers.
the Ungers, the Unger boy.
Yes,
They just
yeah.
call
And
him
they
the
cut him up
Umber
and put him
boy.
on the wall and
Yeah.
he screams.
You don't see
good
it, but the
call,
aftermath of that
Correct,
is
yeah, no,
one of
yeah.
the most shocking images they've ever had
Yeah.
in the show.
Fuck it, Zach. What do you think?
One of my favorites is Melisandre's death.
Oh yeah.
How
Or just
after the long night,
Super poetic.
and like she's basically
Dies
done
in
all
chains.
she could do.
she was
Takes
done,
her thing
dude.
off, turns to the old woman, falls in the snow.
Oh, Melisandre. I'm thinking Miss Sunday. Stupid names.
No, Melisandre. And
That
Davos,
was a good
Davos who
death.
wants to murder her.
He was
and
gonna kill
who
her
probably
anyway,
would have
yeah.
killed her
He
anyway.
was gonna kill her anyway.
Watch it, like he's basically the only guy who sees her walk out in the snow and die because she knows that she has lived long
Yeah.
enough and done.
She served
she,
her purpose.
she
yeah.
what she had to do, she did.
She fucked up
You
so
know?
many times along the way. Sacrificed a little girl.
Yeah.
Well, because
And-
the misinterpreting what
Oh
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
God
Which
of
I
Light was
I
telling.
love that level of things too for the show. The fact that like when she shows up and in that battle scene and she turns everybody's fucking swords into flames.
She was badass.
I literally just started like going, oh okay. But then when she walks out and Daenerys can't see the signal. And she sits there and just keeps like saying the prayer over and over again, and the White Walker's running, and right at the last second, flames everywhere. I think I was talking to somebody about it, Justin or Zach, and I had been outside watching it. I had gotten home from work, and I'd been like walking home, like couldn't wait, and I was watching it on my phone, and I just never went inside. I just was pacing outside watching it on my phone.
On your phone?
I watched it on my. Well, I watched it like 3 times.
Yeah, we were
God.
talking about it because you watched it at work, and we're like.
So I was watching it at work because it was real slow.
Which I don't know how you saw anything because it had to be black as hell.
No, yeah. So then I'm sitting there or standing there, and the second she lit that, I just went, fucking Lord of Light's real. Like I was like, oh my God, that is proof.
I mean, the only other proof that you had
that
was
the Lord of Light was real.
Yeah. What's his name being brought back all the time?
Yeah.
That was the only other proof that you had. And John being brought back.
But that was like the most in that moment you see probably
proof, by the way.
Probably the best
pretty
acting
good
by that character.
This guy came back. I don't believe you,
but
man.
Melisandre, that scene,
I don't believe
when
it.
you see that moment where she's about to lose faith in the whole thing. She's like, da, 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 whatever she's saying over and over again, and then that just her face just drops.
Yeah.
There's she becomes scared. She becomes kind of just like, oh no, I'm wrong, and then she just keeps saying it, and she pushes through, and then boom, like that.
It was some of the best acting that they've had.
Oh yeah.
Through, I mean,
this season definitely had a lot of the best acting for sure.
I mean, there's a lot of seasons.
Sam's face, the whole scene.
Oh, when he's crying and he's just stabbing, dude.
No, where he learns that Daenerys killed his father,
and he says, "Well, at least I'd be welcome at home." Maybe not, Sam. Because we killed your brother too. He also.
You'd be welcome at home because you're the only one.
Yeah. But I think that was, that's a big moment right there where you just know, okay, John's best friend just found this out, and that scene where he goes, would you have done it? Would you have done, before he tells him who he is, would you have done it? Yeah, and John being stupid like his father, or is not his father, but Ned, and just his uncle. Yeah, his uncle. Yeah. His funkle.
Well, no, stupid as his father, because his father wouldn't have done it either.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But oh my God, the Sam's face. You're right. It's one of those moments that you deserve an Emmy for that scene right there. Josh, John Bradley, the actor. Yeah. He deserves something for just that scene.
Tyrion and Sansa had the same thing too.
Yeah.
Towards the end of that, when they're basically crying, huddled behind a crypt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They had that
I
moment
thought in that moment they were about to kill each other. Yeah. I thought they were going to Romeo and Juliet, drink some fucking poison, and just be like, we're done.
Yeah.
And instead they kind of rose because at that moment in that episode, Sam had been out there fighting, and then Ed gets killed, and he just goes and runs away.
Yeah.
He just runs off into the distance. You don't see him for a little bit, and I was like, everybody's turning into a coward.
Back and forth, just stabbing.
Yeah, when he's sitting next to Jamie, everybody's up against the wall. They got him up against the wall, and their knuckles had turned white, even maybe. But they're just stabbing everybody. They're going all fighting up against. It was an epic scene, just watching everybody going. And he should have died 10 times over in that scene alone.
The whole series.
The whole series. He should have died the first time you met him. If John wasn't there, he would have been dead immediately. Yeah. And stuck like a pig, but he did kill a White Walker. So wrapping up a little bit on this, what was something that was not covered that you thought was going to get covered? Is there anything that stuck out to you that didn't get mentioned or didn't get resolved? Anything that you're still kind of going, why didn't they mention that?
The one thing that I wanted to get more resolved was the Lord of Light.
Okay.
But then I was talking to Cisco about it.
Yeah.
Who he has been reading the books.
Yes.
So there's a little more insight than I did. And he said that they didn't resolve the whole Lord of Light thing because it's George R.R. Martin testing you. And he gave me a bunch of other examples I don't remember. But it's testing your faith. Okay. Either you believe that shit happened, that the Lord of Light fucking helped them, or you don't believe it. It's like believing in God or whatever you want to call it.
It's clergy of witchcraft that this other dude's able to use the same type of shit to bring...
but he said
if there was a resolve there, it would have ruined it.
Didn't want to resolve it because it wanted to be like a test to... And then he gave me some other examples of some things that happened in the show. I don't remember now. But that are more... That you interpret based on how you believe. You know what I mean? Like Ned's character. Some other things like that are just like... who you are will shape how you feel about those moments.
Yeah.
And they could be different for everyone.
Yeah.
Which then that blew my mind, and that made me. I want to watch the show again with that faith-based perspective. Like either you believe in it or you're a skeptic when certain things.
How about a throw-off show of the Lord of Light and Faceless God?
That'd be fun.
Pretty good.
Like
I
just
think
a
that,
mix
like
of the
Silmarillion,
two.
it go in depth with
see
other
some more.
things.
We'll see some more. That first prequel series takes place 1,000 years prior.
Yeah. And
I'm
all
all
of those
for it,
things
man.
are long
Is it
standing.
about the first men?
Yeah.
And Children of the Forest. All right.
Oh yeah.
So there's
Probably the beginning of the White
Two
Walker.
things.
two
There's
things that they didn't do that I wish they did.
all right.
I need more wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah.
They said that was mainly, and oddly enough, because green screening them in and having those wolves was expensive. But I'm like, how much dragon burning up King's Landing did we
Well,
have?
you know what? How much more like everyone wanted the dragons. The dire wolves, okay, that was one thing.
Yeah, that's just me.
But you
Yeah.
built
I
up
think-
8 seasons.
I
of
think if you had dire wolves more prominent, people would want
Throughout
more
the
dire
show,
it was
wolves.
that first season,
You know what I mean?
second season.
Yeah, what was the
after
second
that,
thing
half
for
of
you?
them are dead.
Second was
Yeah.
so in the books, like after Catelyn Stark gets throat slit,
Oh
she
yeah,
turns into Lady Stoneheart.
Yes.
And there's a whole bunch of that.
Did you think in the
I
crypts
really
she was
thought
going to
that
happen?
I thought she was coming.
All right.
I thought
That would've been
I
cool.
thought we were going to get that before this show
Did
was
you
over.
think that in that scene?
And I
Because I
wanted
also
that.
thought that when all the dead started coming to life in the crypts, none of them were anybody specific.
Yeah,
and it's
they
like
didn't
I didn't
really
want to see
show
Ned's
anything.
head like
Yeah.
crawling around or anything like
just
that.
roll around.
Yeah, that would have been Ned's head. It would have been terrible.
It's like
but
a winery.
it,
a
here
craft-
at Ned's
is that a-
head.
is that a craft beer?
Ned's
Yes.
head.
Yes, the Ned's Head IPA.
Oh man,
What was that?
it was your board.
Yeah, you broke your board.
God
You
damn
broke it. All right,
my
so
dick.
Mikey, anything that they left out that you really, really were hoping they resolved, or again, still pretty
It was
content?
literally just that the many-faced god stuff.
Many-faced gods.
Yeah.
Jacqueline Nagar, I wanted to know what
Yeah.
happened to that character in particular. That's pretty much
I
it.
think for me overall, I've been stepping back and looking at it as a whole. When I got into the show, I put my faith in the writers. As I do with anything I get into, anybody that's really a fan of any art, you put your faith in the artist to do what they want to do the best they can do it. And you know what? If they had been forced to do 10 episodes, it might have been extra shitty. Like maybe it'd been extra shitty because they didn't want to, because they were ready to leave. And I think
the actors
that
were ready
But then
to
serve
go
as
well, too.
showrunners and let other people that do care about it do it.
true.
You know what I
They
mean?
could have
True.
done
They
that.
could have easily done that.
Step back.
The thing, one of the biggest arguments from a lot of the fans is that once they had no more source material to come up from, that's when the writing started dying down.
Which is very possible.
Which makes sense.
Very possible.
Right, which is fine. So we'll see how they do with Star Wars, and if they do some bangers with Star Wars, then
Yeah.
we'll know that they're good writers and that they don't
All right.
need somebody
So
else's
they're supposed
outline
to do
go
what?
off of.
A trilogy,
A
right?
trilogy
Yeah.
Outside of the
that has nothing to do with
Skywalkers.
Skywalker.
Because the Skywalker
Is
is
it
this is
before?
done.
Is it
yeah.
after?
Episode 9 is it's after.
It's after.
After.
Yeah, episode 9's the end of the Skywalker tale.
All right. Well, then that kind of leads me to one of my next questions. Are you more excited about watching Dave Benioff and DB Weiss do Star Wars, or are you more excited about watching spin-offs of Game of Thrones?
Definitely. I mean, to be honest, I definitely have a little Star Wars fatigue right now.
Okay.
For sure.
Last Jedi was meh. Solo was good. I thought Solo was better than Last
Also
Jedi.
agree with you there. The fact that was the thing that took away us getting an Obi-Wan movie is bullshit, because it was... Come on, it wasn't a bad movie.
You know, I just think it's
Glover
hilarious.
was so good in
Releasing
it.
too many movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
I also
what
think
it
it's
is.
hilarious that, like, because they killed Snoke in Last Jedi, they were like, all right, fuck it, I guess we'll have to bring back Palpatine.
Yeah.
Unless
You
they're
know what
gonna
I
say
mean?
that Snoke was Palpatine.
Which, I mean, if they did that, it's only
Snoke-
because of how bad they messed up.
Yeah.
But
the shit in
but
Last
there
Jedi.
could be, this is a theory I like that I heard. Palpatine had access to cloning.
Yeah.
What if Snoke was a fucked up clone?
Could
Well,
be.
And he
could
was
have been,
controlling
yeah.
him.
Yeah,
That
but why
whole
is he
thing.
27 fucking feet taller?
Because he
No,
was
it was a
a
hologram.
he was a
No, it was just a
hologram.
hologram.
And the last one, he's only like 7 feet
It's
tall.
normal.
Yeah.
Is he? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. When he's
It's better than the
Don't
theory.
get me wrong, it was a cool, shocking moment.
Yeah.
I mean, in the movie, but at the same time, it's like you literally like that was the biggest thing that happened in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Well,
that?
it was a
So
Darth
you're
Maul.
definitely more excited for the
spin-offs,
the spin-offs than the Star Wars?
It was the Darth Maul effect, though. They killed off Darth Maul when they shouldn't have killed off Darth Maul.
That's why Solo.
But he actually never died.
That's why Solo.
Well, yeah.
Did you see Solo?
Because Obi-Wan is supposed to come out
I've
and
seen
fight him.
part of it.
Spider
I've only
legs.
seen part of it. I do need to watch it.
Well, I mean, it's not really. I mean, it sort of is a spoiler for Solo, but I mean, he comes back in. He comes back in the Clone Wars. Cartoon.
Yeah, that I do know.
So he's not dead. But I literally, I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna say what the character is, but at the end, there is a hologram of Darth Maul, and he's totally in Solo.
Okay,
I won't tell you who he's speaking to or whatever, but
okay.
And it's still Ray Park, and it's
I've
phenomenal.
not seen Solo. No. I know it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
I
You
know
watch it. It's good.
That's why I started watching it and I fell asleep one night. Not because I didn't like it, but because I was exhausted.
About Lando Calrissian.
Completely unrelated.
Yes.
I like to pretend that Snoke is the singer from Coldplay.
Oh, that's weird. Any specific song that you think of? Any song you think of?
Weird, like,
do you think him singing Yellow?
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking of Yellow.
Yeah. That's immediately once you said that, I think of him going
Yellow.
Yeah, he just looks like a weird.
That's why his room is all
beat-up
right
version
and
of Chris
red.
Martin.
All right. I'd be down with that if that's what if you found out in Star Wars it was actually Chris Martin.
I'd be really happy.
Like,
I will say
not an actor.
His lair
that Chris Martin is.
was the coolest out of everybody's. By far, it was like out of a Kubrick movie. It's like I watched Kubrick. Yeah, give me red pillars.
I know it's not, but he looks like.
You know what I mean?
Kinda.
That fight scene is good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
With the red guards and everything.
Oh,
It's so
that's
cool,
the best
man.
part of that movie.
It's a brutal scene.
Yeah.
It's a brutal scene. All right, so for Game of Thrones, and we're not going to really have much time to talk about Endgame at all here.
Yeah.
But
we
for
spent too much time on Star Wars.
yeah.
God
So for Game of Thrones, overall, there's one at a time. We'll start over here with Zach. Was the journey worth it for you?
Of course.
Mikey,
For Star Wars?
for Game of Thrones.
To get to Star Wars. Game of Star Wars Thrones.
what?
Stars of Thrones.
End of Star
yeah,
Game
no, it was
of
worth
Thrones.
it. It was worth it.
You worth it?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I'm
worth
watching it again.
You're watching it again?
Yeah,
It's
no,
worth all the
totally
money
worth it.
again.
Justin,
For sure.
sure.
Everybody
great.
should. And I know the cool thing is to never watch an episode of a Game of Thrones, but watch Game of Thrones. If you like writing, if you like a good show, it's the type of show that it is a fantasy show, but there's plenty of times I'm like, why the fuck did that happen? Oh shit, yeah, right. There's dragons. There's all kinds of unprecedented.
Do you like The Sopranos, Pornhub, and Lord of the Rings? Then it's
You're
a great
gonna
show.
love Game of Thrones. Now I will throw this in there real quick.
Go back and watch Lost again, too.
A little bit ago, probably like a half hour ago, in the chat over here, James O had joined us, and he said, and he brought this up. I did not know this. George R.R. Martin was the creator of the Linda Hamilton Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, shit.
Which is
Awesome.
weird and amazing.
Which our friend Matt Pearson was in.
Oh, really? I did not know
He
that.
played the Beast.
Uncle Matt was the Beast? Oh, he is Ron Perlman, isn't he? He is Ron Perlman. All right, so...
That's a good show from what I remember
That
as a
show was
child.
awesome. I
You don't
love
remember.
that show.
You don't remember who's the boss,
right?
but you remember Beauty and the Beast.
The most
How in
obscure.
the fuck? It makes no sense to me.
How are you remember the
I was
line?
a fantasy guy, you know.
I know,
man.
but that's
Tony
like.
Dance, the only fantasy was Tony Dance. My mom
That show
fantasized
came
about
on, like,
even my dad was Tony Dancing, you know.
That show came on either before or after Miami Vice.
I'm just saying, Angels in the Outfield was a fantasy movie that Tony dances in.
Yes.
Just throwing
Oh
that
shit!
out there.
Actually,
Yes, you're right.
completely forgot
He's
about
it.
that. But
He's-
yeah,
he's
touche.
in there.
I have seen that movie. That's if
Touche.
you build it, they will come.
No,
That's
no,
Field of
that's
Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
That I haven't seen.
This
Angels
is
in the Outfield.
Waterworld.
This is the
What
one.
was,
Waterworld's a good movie.
Zach, get this. It's the one where there are angels in the outfield and the infield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A League of Their Own.
No, that's
That
females.
is a great movie
Yeah,
too.
There's no crying in
the
baseball.
infield. Yeah.
Bitches in the dugout.
All right. So just so we can say to everybody that's watching and listening that we did talk about Endgame. Justin, you just saw it last night.
I did.
What is in 10 seconds basically? What did you think?
I thought it was great. I mean,
10-second review.
I'm looking forward to more stories. I want to know what's going on. If they're trying to push Spider-Man into being the new Iron Man, which it seems to be the hint, especially in the Far From Home trailer.
Yeah.
I will say the sound at the end sounds like something forging armor, and what you were talking about was that
An homage.
it's the
It
same
was just an
sound.
homage, yeah.
But I don't necessarily know if that's going to be true.
'Cause
They-
No,
Nobody-
Feige confirmed it.
All right.
Homage to what?
To Iron
It was
Man's
just an
building.
homage, yeah, because
Yeah.
that's where it all started.
I
So-
thought it
will
was
say-
going to be an homage to the future
Well,
of Iron Lad
Well,
because they showed
I-
the little guy there in the
they have-
funeral.
I
they
will
have
say the
Iron Man, yeah.
multiverse, especially with Spider-Man coming out with Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And in the new movie that's coming out, there's a mention of Tony Stark
Gyllenhaal.
or opening up a multiverse. So he could have went back and just lived in what he was originally in and left his dead body.
At
some point.
In the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, Mysterio is from a different multiverse.
Yeah.
Okay.
A different universe.
Yeah.
And what do you
I
call
will
it?
say that Mysterio, from my small knowledge about him, is a huge liar.
Oh yeah,
and
he's
all
part
about
of the
effects.
Sinister Six.
So
Yeah.
he
He's a
could
bad
just
guy,
be
right?
he could just be bullshitting you and really just using special effects and shit to be who he is.
Never lie.
No,
Never.
no.
Ever.
But
Not for at least
He was a
27
Zodiac
days,
killer.
8 hours, 6 minutes, and 37 seconds, or
no,
whatever
that was the
he has
last
written
time.
on his arm.
Like that's like the last time you'll ever see the original Avengers together
Yeah.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
the Avengers ever again.
I did like how Captain America went out. I thought
Yep,
that was great.
that was-
it was smart for him to fuck. Yeah, it was great.
They can pull him out on like
Anytime.
literally,
Anytime.
They can pull because there's two of them, so they can pull him out on ice.
Yep.
Whenever they want.
Yes.
Just
Yep.
have a new cap.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Mark,
Well,
you,
technically, wouldn't that make there be two Tony Starks at that point? Because they both had to retravel.
no, because Captain America went back to his time after he had already been in ice. So he lived out through his time.
That makes
So
sense.
there's two Captain Americas.
That makes
One's
sense.
still on
Yeah.
ice that
Okay.
never needed to be recovered.
Gotcha.
and the other
because
one
they
just
found
got to
him.
get married
Yeah,
and
yeah,
make
yeah.
dances.
Right.
The best
Makes
part
sense.
of the whole movie, though, is in that final fight scene where Cap fucking goes like this and fucking the hammer comes
The
to him.
whole
The whole
the
exploded.
exchange.
room went absolutely
The
Justice,
crazy.
exchange.
yeah.
My favorite part of the whole movie is when him and Thor are fighting side by side, and then they call back the fucking weapons, and Thor gets the hammer.
And he's like,
Captain
nope, you
America
take
gives
it.
the axe, and he's like, "No,
Switch.
you take the small one." Like
Yeah.
that was my
Yeah.
favorite scene
Yeah.
out of the whole.
It was
movie.
really good.
I like when Brianna Tarth shows up
Yeah.
and she totally battles
Yeah.
every woman
Yes.
in the Marvel universe.
Oh, yeah.
So what?
Wins
Yes.
and then fights Thanos.
Why did-
What was
Alright.
the better? What was the better fight? The Endgame final fight
Or
the
Winterfell?
Long Night?
Endgame final fight.
Yeah,
Endgame.
for
Dude,
sure.
You know what
that
was
was
better
such
than
a
both of
comic
them?
book in a
Holy
movie.
shit! Yeah.
Also,
That
what-
is what you see in a comic
Yeah.
book. For years and years wanting to see comic
Yeah.
movies.
Yes.
Everybody.
And don't get
Yes.
me wrong.
Every
They've
poster,
been great forever. Like
all of
but
them all together.
That moment
Yeah.
right there was
Everything opens
I'm watching
up.
a comic
Everything
book.
opens
Yeah.
up.
As an avid
Everybody
comic book
comes
reader,
in.
yeah, literally, it was
That
just
was-
like holy
yeah.
shit from page to
Yeah.
screen. Like
You know
Yeah.
what? You know what was a better fight than that though? And
What?
I'll say it honestly.
Yeah.
Tyson Holyfield.
Yes, probably, but
Ruiz Joshua.
Flaming Godzilla versus King Ghidorah.
Oh yeah,
I
man.
do
Oh
have to
my
see it
God.
That
Sunday.
show is so fucking
Sunday. I'm
We
gonna go
can't
see it
start a
We'll see that
fourth
again.
movie.
It was fucking
We can't start talking about a fourth thing. That'll take too long.
Too bad.
Godzilla's amazing.
This is the double episode.
The triple episode already.
Welcome.
All right.
I'm going straight
So-
to work.
It was really
Oh,
good.
me too.
Really, really good.
All right.
Mothra kicked ass.
So, overall, Justin, you enjoyed Endgame.
Yes.
Did
I mean,
you?
my biggest gripe was the same thing that I felt when I watched Infinity Ward. No, Infinity War.
Infinity Ward.
Yeah.
Infinity
Well,
War.
they have a new game. They have a new game coming out. The new Call of Duty is back with Infinity Ward. Anyway,
Yes.
it was more. It was more or less.
A lot of buildup.
Well, it was more or less. I had not seen it. Everybody else did. Everybody was raving about nonstop. Like,
Yeah.
You just kept going on like movies nonstop, and I'm sitting in there and I'm like, all right. So I got through like
First
20
hour.
minutes. I got through 20 minutes of like talking. Awesome. Now it's gonna be nonstop, and it was nonstop, but not in the sense that I was thinking. So in my head,
It was gonna be battle.
yeah, it was
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
yeah,
fucking nonstop fighting all of the time, and I'm just like, okay. And then I'm like, all right, Endgame. It's the fuck, like it has to be just this nonstop battle all the time, and I'm like, there's a lot of talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's amazing, but I over.
Well, yeah, I said it was
in my
nonstop.
head.
It was nonstop fighting, nonstop talking.
Yeah.
The movie
nonstop
didn't
fucking-
stop.
Until
Well, you know
the
what?
end.
It just kept.
Yeah.
There wasn't an
Playing.
intermission.
There was no
no
Intermission. This ain't
Nothing.
Titanic.
Nonstop.
There's
Wait,
no
what's better?
intermission.
Avengers Endgame or Highlander
Highlander.
Highlander
There's
Endgame.
professional wrestlers in both of them.
There truly are. There
Wait,
truly
who's the
are.
professional wrestler in
Oh.
Endgame? No shit. Is he really in that? He's in Vikings too.
So for
is
he?
the
Yeah.
two of you, approve of Endgame.
Oh,
Both of you
Dude,
loved
that's
where
a
it
10 out
ended.
of 10,
Yeah.
bro.
Loved where it
Only
ended.
10 out of 10.
superhero movie I ever cried over.
Really?
Yeah, I
That's
definitely
good.
cried.
I definitely had a teary
crier,
eye.
though. I'm
I
a
had a
crier.
teary
Oh,
eye there.
I am too.
Yeah.
I've cried at commercials.
Can I ask one question about the whole movie though?
Yes.
when Marvel comes back down and has the Infinity Gauntlet, and then all of the other female cast comes in, and they're like, "We got her back." What? She just literally blew up a whole fucking ship by flying through it. Like,
Yeah. Why do you?
Why do you need to back her up?
Well, yeah.
Why didn't Captain Marvel use the gauntlet?
I don't know.
Why did Tony Stark have to die?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of reason. Because Tony Stark had to die because he's fucking almost 60 years old and he can't play Iron Man forever.
Yeah,
that's why he died.
Yeah, of course.
But exactly.
Hold on. Robert Downey Jr.
He's like in his
60 years
old. He's mid-50s.
He's like in his middle 50s.
Yeah. I can't handle that.
And
I'm not ready to live in that world.
And so that's why they did that. But realistically, like, had this been a comic book. Had this been a comic book, Captain Marvel totally would have used that gauntlet, and totally would have not had to.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you should say that, Zach, because according to last night, my uncle.
Yeah, your uncle was a Nazi in World War II. This girl got totally confused.
during the Cold War.
During the Cold War. Oh my
He was a
God.
Nazi.
Oh shit, he was a neo-Nazi.
Yes.
Wow.
No, he was a art.
I explained how.
What's it called?
You went to
Argentina? You went to art school?
Yeah.
He went to Argentina.
Pass.
Basically, I was explaining to
Pass.
somebody that my great-grandfather, my grandfather's grandfather on my mom's side was part of the Nazi party. You know what I mean? Like, whether it was, I don't know anything about it other than the fact that
and
we
then
found
she
some
totally
stuff.
ignored everything Justin said, and then 10 minutes later went, "So your uncle was a Nazi?" And he's like, "How old the fuck do you think I am that my uncle?"
Not every German wanted to be a fucking Nazi.
No, they could have literally just gotten a call and he was
Yeah.
stuck doing so.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah, last night they got
then
stupid.
it just kind of spawned into a Hitler rose to power right after the Cold War.
Yeah,
and
she
we're
goes.
just like, what
she
the
goes.
fuck
So
are you
after the
talking
Cold War,
about,
Hitler,
man?
and we're all like, after the Cold War,
So
Hitler.
let me just pose a
What?
possibility here. Maybe she wasn't
Are we
crazy or
talking about
stupid.
fucking Ocasio Cortez?
Maybe she was from the multiverse.
Could have been. Maybe.
Maybe she was from a
I'm from
different
Earth
dimension.
833.
Yeah.
But she was also
is
trying to get a rise
616.
out of everybody,
Yeah.
saying that I
Yeah.
didn't like her because my uncle was a Nazi. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's, no.
Wait, was she a Jew?
No.
No, she hated him apparently, though, because
Yeah, the
every
way she was
German person
talking.
that she talked to while she lived in Germany would not talk about Jews. And it's like, yeah, no shit, dude. Like, no
Super
fucking
taboo
shit.
over there. Like,
Yeah, no fucking shit. If
Yeah.
you walked up to a German person and said, "Hey, what do you think about Jewish people?" Like,
Yep.
that's a fucking.
Stop gaslighting the
Yeah,
Germans,
dude.
bro.
The multiverse,
They
where
already
the
did
Nazis
that.
are actually Jewish. That's a crazy spin-off there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
your
ultimate
uncle
end game.
actually
Was
terrorized
Jewish.
her in the multiverse.
My uncle,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
My uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
well, all right,
damn it.
all right. Before we go way too far into
downward
this,
spiraling.
I want to say a huge thank you to Mr. Mark Miller and
hell yeah,
Mikey
dude.
Martino. Thank you very much.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us for the first video episode. And as always, big thank you to Justin Olimpedo
You're welcome,
for
dude.
being here.
I'm glad that this
And-
is finally in
yeah,
place. It
we
looks good.
are, as always, we're onwards, upwards. We're going to be improving. If you're listening, if you're watching, and there's anything that you guys want to throw at us, something that, you know, visually, audibly,
Except for the color, because it's done
yeah,
in
that's
a
just the way we're
specific
going.
way.
Yeah, that's just the way we're going. Other than that, if anything you want us to, improve on, let us know. We'll ignore you. But also, a big thank you to Mr. Zachary Storman. Wonderful song as always, and we are going to be, writing wonderful pop songs, wonderful pop songs all year.
And a big
But
fuck you to Mikey.
a big fuck you to Mikey.
Wow.
Big.
Last time I ever come on this show.
Yeah. Last time you're
That's the
invited.
Next time I come here, it's my show.
Yeah. Well, Mikey will actually be back on our last of these 6 episodes that we're doing in this bulk to talk about summer movies up until that point and what we're going to be expecting
good show.
after that.
Anything you're looking forward to?
Summer-wise,
Yeah.
Spider-Man definitely.
Yeah.
Far From Home for sure. Trying to think. Men in Black International.
When does it 2 come out?
It too. Is that also July?
I think that might be
be,
July.
yeah.
Oh,
that
and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Ooh.
Oh
with
yeah,
Tarantino.
fuck yeah,
Big
dude!
one,
That movie.
big
That's
one.
my.
amazing.
That's honestly, as much as I love Spider-Man and like comic book movies.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Hell
is my
yeah.
number one.
That's going to be
That's my most
so
anticipated.
big. That's going to be so big.
I love Tarantino.
I will say to everybody listening currently, anybody listening before next Tuesday, join us next Tuesday where we're going to have a very special guest. Our wonderful friend Jess Partial is going to be coming on.
Yeah, dude, that should be a good show.
And she is a good friend of all of ours, and she's a wonderful vocalist who has gone through a lot of difficulty with her actual vocal cord. She had vocal paralysis, so she's going to be coming on talking about her vocal paralysis and how she's recovering from that.
It was good to see her sing.
She's been doing karaoke, man.
It's awesome.
Been awesome. It's been awesome. So really an uplifting story. It's going to be a tearjerker of an episode, I believe. So she's going to be on next week. As always, check out our Brother Sister Love podcast from moot.tv. Let Me Ask You a Question, starring Sir Anthony of the Angels. And yeah, that is Game of Thrones.
The Finger Your Sister on Horseback podcast?
Yeah, that one.
Make some kings and queens with your sister.
Yes, sir. But you got Anthony,
Future
Greg, and our super producer Eric Dukoski on that show there. Every Monday we drop alongside them. And once in a while they release White Wasabi, where they discuss some anime. And
nerds.
They're huge nerds. And you know what?
Just the people who just talk about
I
Game
can
of
respect
Thrones
that.
right now.
I also love anime.
Exactly. But we will be back live again next Tuesday. Stay tuned for that. And as always, to play us out here, we have our wonderful closing theme song. That has not changed. This is the only thing that we've not changed, really.
the intro's...
The intro, we've added video, and we added a solo to it. So, again, big thanks to Shane for the solo that he added. Sorry, Spencer. Spencer.
Shane!
Other person I know. Just Spencer for the guitar
my
solo he
only
added
two
there.
friends that aren't you guys.
Yeah. Literally. I could have said Nate. All right. So we'll be back next week. Thank you so much again to everybody here in the room, everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us live. Tell all your friends to join us next Tuesday here. And stay tuned for other content that we're going to be releasing through the channel Houseboat Tommy Lee Jones.
They come to the fucking show.
Yeah, and
definitely come
again,
to
the
the
28th, it's a Friday, the
8
Sherman
o'clock.
Showcase, 8 o'clock, $10 at the door.
Be there or miss an incredible evening.
Exactly. So again, thank you to everybody here, Justin, Zach, Mike, Marky, for Kyle Mocha.
Yeah.
Won't
just call
shut
me
up.
Marky?
Yeah, I switched Mikey and Mark.
Mikey, Mark, and the Weird Bunch.
Marky Mark and the Miller Lights.
Oh, that's our band for sure.
Oh, yeah. But for Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, I'm Kyle Mocha, and until next week, I'm going to shut up. Really, just until the
Until
mic
next
goes
week,
off.
I'll still be Kyle Mocha.
I'll still be
Fuck
Kyle
you
Mocha.
guys.
Also, big thank you to Will Saminsky for the artwork that you'll be
Yes.
seeing as we play out. Go check him out over at The Altar. All right, it's on Main Street, Stroudsburg. He's a tattoo artist. And we get some dancing. We're getting some dancing. Ooh, take it, get it, go. Later, guys.
TV.
There's nothing more egomaniacal than singing the theme music for your own show. Who am I? Kelsey Grammer. If I could only drink like him, we're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some will be weak. We're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some will be total experimental pieces of shit. We're not over yet. Now we are.